What is the topic all about today? Yes, it is about the great move South Sudan is doing as a country. Our president, as you can see him having countless visitation in different countries, trying to promote democracy and bring peace in the nation, and also make awareness that South Sudan is going for election 2024. Something that is great to all of us as a citizen of South Sudan. We should appreciate him for great moves that he's doing around the world. Okay, so what do you think when you analyze the welcoming of the president in America and the one in Russia? As you can see, what America always does, or what the UN always does, they call people as the United Nations. And when the citizen or when the leaders of the African leaders go to America for visitation, they are taken like a trash. They don't value them. They don't see them that they are also leading the population like the same population in America, like the same population in Australia, like the same population in UK, like the same population in Canada, or other powerful nations that you may mention. And when he made his visit to Russia, don't forget that Russia is one of the powerful nations like America. And even Russia is way better than America in terms of a lot of things that you can see. You have seen how the President Akon Majok was welcomed by the Russian leaders. He was welcomed with respect, dignity, and being valued like there is a human being leading the country, leading other people somewhere. Something that America will never do to African leaders when they go for visitation in America. They will be taken like schoolboys, or being taken like the people going to beg when the same resources that America may be having or other nations, South Sudan have them. But they won't value us. They won't see us as part of the world. They will always call Africa as a third world. So we want to appreciate Russia for great move and welcoming our President Akon Majok into their country. And they have to discuss about the bilateral talk, which is something that will bring South Sudan together with the rest of the world. We have been suffering for many years, like 21 years of the struggle. There was no support. And now the country has come to their shoes. We stand together to bring peace in the nation. What happened? They are like, no, you can't bring election. And first, some of the citizens were calling, Anina they're in election. President ma their election. President is not accepting election. Oma ugadiaba. Huh? Akuma there and there kanga is there for hukumu. Uma there yamu election. Now we are saying we go for election. We are seeing some people saying we are not ready. What makes you not to be ready? You are a leader of the people and you believe in your power. Let your power be exercised by the citizen to choose you. So it is your due as you, the citizen of South Sudan, to stand together and promote peace and unity. And when we talk about peace and unity, we're already having it in the country. South Sudan already peaceful, and that is why the whole world is in South Sudan. If you are looking for American, you will find them in South Sudan. You are looking for Canadian, you will find them in South Sudan. You are looking for Australian or any other citizen of those countries you may believe they are powerful, they are here in South Sudan. So to continue with my talking, President is moving around, calling for all this opposition who are still outside, thinking that they will be loitering around to act like there is no peaceful nation called South Sudan that ever exists in the history. So that they will go to Rome and talk about peace and let them come back in the country. Let's go for election. 2024 is ready. Achia zaman ben ko road ba le lo da ka chan mira an chola nga ga o ga le election kulera ande le chumi atin kule kir ma yar ka chingir ba nyum kir chingir ba ni kir ya kir ma ya le ba ka bu bang ko na ye chab Junub Sudan ya ki agam chab Junub Sudan kum yar ki ya ku chab Junub Sudan ngi ki la ton kan ka che to ruom che to liam che to kwal che to la lum ni riel ko che kan wiyali wala kuno to nyai wa chin ka we kya we ko kwanyan kule la bainda war wa min ka chiran cho jon garang ka chen ka jal pinyo ka yi wat won nim ko ba toin da ba dial bebe ba bai panda bebe bai ka cha bebe ka cha ye we kurun chu ka no ka runa taro ku mutin yo ku le wa chi ben wi tong ka chi ja dung ka wo ka kuno waden bu dor bu be bai ku bung ni pin ku bi ya dial kwang ba ben nyal. Abuse of their power come when the rest of the world deny us to have one president, one vice president, and give us more than 5 vice presidents hanging around, loitering, not asking themselves what could be their value in the nation. That was a destructive of democracy in the country. And that is what we don't want. The Enkichuwit. I can be bang everywhere. Pinamaben ben and Mamlanga president to Kujala vice president, Kunale ban by Pandaka walk up in Sudan. Kalel Junubin a chan book of Boom Nimchen, Kawaden book of Mike Ping, Nimlanga 5 vice president. Junubin book of Boom Nimchen, Kawaden book of Yokalaka de Chol unity government. A Kalaka de Luka being a galam with Kaden Chigam, Pulingang with Kaden Chigam. Kana, Eluki Chab Junu Sudan, a Gagala Duka Quiro talk. Timothy, a number of MPs, a Kagat 500. A number of legislative council, Achikwen, a number of Ngadichikwen, Adaneja, Quentin Kadi, Chicken, Quarana Yokuban, Quarana Ben General, Quarana Ben, Rana Babeka, Quelka, took gong, a Chinkalwell, a Palen, Quelkan Kika, a Chabinum Keban, Rana de la Ben, 10 Kayakada, Kachuru, Kula bag, a keep you position, Kulanka unity government. I am the one who give a right. You even give position to those who don't know how to read and write, because this is your turn and it is your objective to choose who you want. That is the reason why we choose election with the people of South Sudan. And for that, and until all the activists around the world, South Sudanese activists who are always standing with this nation called South Sudan, that in this week we will have a talk show, and that talk show I will bring all of you to participate into this show. You speak any language that you think that South Sudan as a nation will understand. Some of the people always complain, why do you speak Dinka language? Why you cannot speak Arabic? Why you cannot speak English so that other people will benefit from it? I always say that if 70% can understand me, if 70% can understand the Dinka language, I believe they will send the same message that I'm saying to you in the language that you expected, and then you will be good with it. So that is why I measure where will my message go, where will my target go. If my target is going to the Dinka people, majority that are around the world watching me daily, then I will have to use the Dinka language. If it is necessary for me to use English language, then why not? I will speak English language so that you will understand. For what I know, we the South Sudanese who have been here in this nation, we haven't got the education enough like others who went to the West. Others went to the West, if they don't go to school, still they will speak English. They will speak, and that is why some are opposing the country, because they believe they are educated enough when they only know how to speak, but they don't comprehend what they are saying. They don't understand that they are destroying their own nation. They don't understand that they are standing with the wrong targets. It is not time for the war. We cannot allow our country to be in the war. When we have seen the basketball being the #1 in Africa, basketball, #1 in Africa. When we have seen football is now playing goal, even our own football went and win. Kenya got independent more in 1962 or 1961, whatever, 1963, 62, I don't know. I'm not specific with it. That is what I'm telling you. You, the citizen of South Sudan, you shouldn't be misled again that yes, election to Sudan da anina na akuru anina ma da election to ma da election ne da election ashanu kunina president wahid, vice president wahid, akuma iraja fu malu ay zoltani ma leader yarja amshi amu tijariya ma kulu zol da kun leader. Not everybody believes is a leader, not everybody believes is a general. What do you want in the bush? What is that? We have been in the bush for 21 years. So do you think that the bush is the need? No. And again, going to Russia, Russia's suggestion in his talk, he said, first thing I have to put in my head is culture. I have to promote culture. Number 2, that I have to observe the traditional norms of every nation. Something America doesn't give to Africa. America said we have to promote homosexuality. red line to Africans. It is a red line to any African nation, and that is why our innocent people who have been misled will die helplessly in front of their faces when they are not doing anything. Because we don't promote that. We are Africans. We are the owner of these culture things. We are the owners of this thing they call norms, the traditions. And when you come and tell me, let a girl get married to another girl, let a boy marry another boy, and we come and clap because they are giving us food. We clap for them because they are taking our resources, and at the same time they are damaging what makes us who we are. And this is what we don't want. America should not treat us like dogs, like animals. Not to see us like we are nothing in their faces. Not to scare us with the war, especially South Sudan. They shouldn't scare South Sudan with the war, because we have been in the war for many years. From 1955 up to today, we have been in the war, and we know the consequences of the war. You should scare the people who have never been in the war with those kind of languages. That, hey, if you want, I will fight you. If you want, I will destroy your nation. Our nation, we have been destroyed for many years. We have been destroyed for many years. What is remaining is for us to fix, not you to come with your language to tell us what to do. It is not. It is not Americans' plan to decide for South Sudan's future. It is us, we the citizens of South Sudan, to decide for our future. It is us, we Africans, to decide for the better tomorrow, not them. If we decide to go to whoever that we want, it is because for our own principles, our own norms, our own rights. You cannot bring the rights in the wrong angles and you expected us to clap for it. We will not clap for that. And that is the reason when we went there, the president want to see the Joe Biden don't want to give him a chance. He's like, let the secretary go talk to them. This is an African leader. Let the secretary talk to them, tell them I'm not ready for you. And some of South Sudanese citizens will be like, yeah, America give us opportunity to go and live in them. No, this is a white slavery, naked slavery. When they have taken us in America, we are not going there because of help. It was not going to be clear for you that, you are coming as a slave. They will tell you that you are coming to America as a refugee. You are coming to America as a refugee. If they are peacemaker, like the way you call UN a peacemaker, why they didn't bring peace in South Sudan? Why they have to take our citizens to go and work in America? If that was a peace, if UN was formed for peace, if UN was formed for unity, if UN was formed for development, why? So don't stay there in America thinking that America has given you opportunities, a lot of opportunities. Where is the opportunity when our kids have been turned into the graveyards? Where is the opportunities? The youth are dying in front of their faces, being killed by the police, being killed by drug overdose, gun violence. So many things that are happening in the West. And they never challenge it. That yes, we have taken Africans, many of them, especially South Sudanese as the youngest nation. And 1,000 of them died, young one. The youth from 90s, from 80s to 90s to 2000s are the one dying. And we, the citizens of South Sudan, we are still sitting down saying, we give opportunity to America. We thank UN. We thank West. The West have done a lot. They haven't done a lot. They are the reason why we are flying all over the world. They are the reason. Look at them today. They are sanctioning the young nation that they promise. They promise that this South Sudan will develop it. They promise South Sudan they will bring investors. They promise South Sudan. They promise them for investors. They promise them for development. They promise them for peace. They promise them there will be no more wars in South Sudan. But what happened? They empower the people. They create their own enemies to come and destroy our own nation. After their promises, what have America done after us getting our referendum from Sudan, our brothers? What have they done? Now Sudan is fighting and is giving sanctions. South Sudan want to be in the war. They don't expect peace in South Sudan. They don't expect peace. And they will never give out that peace until we, the people of South Sudan, step in and we say enough is enough. If there is any rotten onion being planted inside South Sudan, we will clean it out. And the nation will be peaceful. ran bua ba chol dorali kuna lewe ga biya ko runto ko ka yen dune chak biyok kuna lewe ga biya le la ka kenen loy ko ga chuwa nyin ngi topping ku ba yen dun ba nge chok pin ka ba pan dune churo chuk jog ya ka tim ka kiu ka le ka la ka yemer ka chuk ka la ka yemer ka loy a jog war ti nya bi ga la ngwin ba ya la lui lo na da fa ku yikin kun tok ba cha ku kun chit ka na pur duam du bat pur ba pandu ka yin pir a jog ware ka kwany ka ya ba yer ku lek bi bana la ti ba moan ka waj ba ti ba pande ka ye kai ku pin ba ku nam nya re la dom we ti le we la yin yang du muk ba chin ka chap a ke jog ka ping mu tin ka jap e le ka la ka chi mer ka wir wala ka chi mer ka chuk ko ya mer ka le la miet ku na to wan yin ka wa dai we ko chin ki ya mer ka le miet ku na ye the same ka ba men America e la nom ko ken ko nok e la nom ko ken ko jog dang akela ni police nak chabab ka akela ni police nak yar ka akela ni police ma miet ka akela ni police awun ke right bay akela ni police awun beti garir ba ka chin no man to ichin no boch in chabia single mom and you think that is coincidence. It is not coincidence. Why is it? It is your right to divorce a man in the West, and it is not the right for them themselves to divorce their men. But you, the South Sudanese, are the one having the majority of divorce. You are the majority who are losing the young kids. You are the majority who are having the children in the prison. You are the majority who are having the children on the streets, begging, drug overdose. And you will still clap for them, thinking the West is doing good to South Sudan. Is the damage to South Sudan. If we are sitting today, we'll sit down as South Sudanese, not to sit down for other people to give us help. Because we have been yearning for help for many years, and that help never come in a silver plate. It will come with a string attached. The help they are giving to South Sudan with a string attached. Until the sons and the daughters of South Sudan stand together, like the way we have done it in front of their faces in the basketball. They have seen it, that South Sudan is growing. South Sudan is growing. It is not a country that is yearning anymore. We are not yearning anymore. We are seeing our future and will fight for our future. And will fix this future. Don't think that there is any other youth that will have a voice for tomorrow. We are those voices. And those voices will never be silent. We will speak. And we will speak the truth. And the truth will always show us the light. The light to where we are. The light to our future. The light to our roots. We with monjing to do real Abia and you think Kulela Kir Mayar, Kala Courage, which in Kir Mayar. Achira and Panda Weir, Bob Buick Patap, Kubaya Biao Kai Kunin, Kunaja by Bende, which you again, Kajola Kajoba ready. Akulala Red or Bay Pantua Sudan, Bubembe, a lang and a manku, Kunaku Panda Bebe, Kalang, Jokubama, Kuaboko, Buloka Yalap, Buman one jam, Bukway poor, Bukwayman one jam, Kway Loy, Bukway Panden. Kulwela yan ang bijal alim na chi amoy kana right by en ang bijal ka ba room real ka ke bamu o ga wachu pir ka room ayi jena tar ku kwena biwo bay ko le election ken bo nyodi ku chwal election en bo nyodi kwen bo kwai ta dana gorku a chin de ben o chok tin ko chi ran de ben o lu decide la luai ka ken ku chok ka ken aliu dal da ngi ku tabit dal la ben betin election belanga bang to nga tie e Kir Mayar en chulu win ka tie ku ban Kir Mayar yin ka ni chulu win ku war e me de nya bla tong ku war ya rabe ka pur ka yaw ka to ku war ya men ti ga ga ma jan ku war ya le pin dam ku wa retin ku war ya le la wek jam ka bam ya ya chol bai ki ben be ngok ka da bai ka da ku buk tin ene ko bi election bulo nya ka ko chin mena ya ku ti ka la ba ga ja ti ki ku kwai ki ka rai bai Bagati kiri ku kai kika tir delken bagati kiri pala randa diam ka ken ko kigam. This is why we will never accept any opposition trying to destroy the election of South Sudan 2024. We are telling you, we are going for election. If you fail to go for election, you will step down from your position and go home, settle down as a South Sudanese citizen. We have been listening for so many doctors. They haven't done anything. I am doctor. Doctor, PhD holder, but they are holding wars. They are not PhD holders. They are PhD holders for wars, PhD holders for destruction, PhD holders for gossip, PhD holders for being thieves. What did they do? Look at what Egypt is trying to play around. Trying to play around in our waters so that our aquatic animal has to suffer. And who is behind Egypt? Who is behind it? The same West. The same West empowering Egypt to destroy South Sudan, to destroy the source of the Nile, the source of water, because they know the second war coming is the war of waters, the fresh water, and we have that fresh water, and they don't value us. Who are you not to value us? Who are you when God has given us the resources, when God has told us go to the promised land? You will suffer in Egypt, but you will suffer in Sudan, but South Sudan is your land. We will protect this land. We will protect this land. So if you think you will fight as a tribe, fight as a tribe. But what we know we have lost in this nation, we will protect it. That is the thing I'm telling you. For some who are sitting down there thinking that this government belongs to Dinka, some who are sitting down there thinking that this nation belongs to Dinka, some who are sitting down there thinking that this nation will only be left when the Dinka are not existing, I'm telling you, sorry for you. Because if you don't want to be part of it, we will protect it. Until you will accept yourself, you are part of us. Whether you are Nuer or you are whatever tribe, whoever that stood with us to protect this nation will be our brother. It is no longer going to be begging. We are not going to beg nobody. We are going to tell you that this nation belongs to all of us, and if you don't want, you will find your direction. Your direction will be only defined by your action. If your action is damaging the nation, we'll teach you a lesson. If your action is destroying the image of the nation, we'll teach you a lesson. The only action we'll accept is action that will protect the image of South Sudan. With love, with support, with unity, with care for one another. Don't sit down thinking that you will use the word hunger has a problem, the biggest measure that we have to fear of. No. Chong chia bài raj, ngút cái chong mà group, ngút cái chia bài raj, ngút cái chong mà group en chia bài raj, ngút cái chong 1998, 1999, bro bang deal tuang, ngút cái chia bài raj. Chong chong war kan nawo, it was only in South Sudan, whereby you have that history of a man who committed suicide after taking a picture of a young child, being followed by scavengers. It was only in South Sudan. And you will not take us as the pictures for the history. It will not going to happen again. Don't go and take our pictures down there and you bring it in the media to beg for support. We are done of those donors. We are no longer going to accept the donation. We will work for ourselves. If there is anybody going to empower South Sudan to work to be an independent nation, we will stand with that person. Even if this country is a boss, we will stand for it. I am glad the president went to Russia. We want to see where is our direction. Can Russia help South Sudan? Can Russia value South Sudan? Can Russia see South Sudan as the future leaders? Can Russia see us as the decision makers? Can Russia see us as a people who can be feeding others instead of them being fed? We have a fertile land. We have waters. We have resources. We have gold. We have diamond. We have everything that every nation can feed others. Why are you denying us? Bringing dollar rate going up as if the country living in dollars. We are not American. We are South Sudanese, pure black people. Pure black people, like the way you see me. And you want to use the white man's head in the nation to feed our people. The dollar rates put it higher so that we can destroy their resources cheaply with your papers. With your papers. It's not only South Sudan that is fighting this. The rest of Africa has awakened up. The rest of Africa is awake. They will not be sitting down and you decide for them that without this, I will withdraw my support. You withdraw whatever you want to withdraw. You have never been putting any effort in South Sudan from the start. You never put any effort. Instead, you were stealing. You were stealing everything that belonged to us. So if you can take your support from South Sudan, it will be better. It will be better. Let us remain the way we are and we support one another. So one thing, I'm seeing somewhere writing down here. Let you be driven again like the way Arab drive you, like a cars during those years. Let Arab drive you. Was driving you during the war when we are fighting, but you never win. You never win that war. If you let yourself to be driven again by another person from outside to be a remote, to permit you, the remote, you will not win again. You will not win again. The only thing you will accept is to accept us that we are part of you and you are part of us. Don't come and write down here your nonsense. I'm not going to block you and I'm not going to, but I'm telling you in front of your face that understand one thing. They will mislead you and you will regret. Most of the powerful leaders from Meru died, they died with the history saying that, we let down Dinkas. After all, they were our brothers. And if you want me to mention some of those leaders who regret their action against the movement, I will tell them in front of your face. But we don't need to remind ourselves. We don't need to remind ourselves. Enough is enough. We are done of us being directed by outsiders for many years. Mata go teri ni taktibia jadal betak dia tenda rajulu bagismu kawaja da yajibu adab. You're scaring people. You see America like a god to you. America say this. Even he's saying this. He has told us this. If they want to crash us, let them crash us. They are not our God. Nobody is a God to anybody in this world. Nobody. We are going for election. Prepare yourself. Get ready for election 2024. That is it. We are done of you and being helper in South Sudan. You take him like a God when they are taking our resources. Membership fees, millions of dollars, millions of resources being taken. And we don't know how the money has gone. And you will be like, they corrupted our money. They corrupted your money from where? From this nonsense called UN. From this nonsense called organization from outside. Organization for what? Someone who helps you doesn't feed you. He will teach you how to feed yourself. Someone who helps you will teach you how to feed yourself, not to feed you. Giving you inspired food so that you guys can eat and you worship them like God. Taking the blessing from South Sudan to them, to the West every time. We are done giving you free blessing. We used to worship those Arabs and now Arabs have learned the lesson. Ever since we stopped pampering them and we taught them a lesson. So Anina ma fadin dora. The ma dora is all go Teddy Kalim and Beledam Shikidam Kevana Shooter, one of the opposition sitting down there talking. And the South Sudanese citizens are living in categories. And he's even feeling happy to mention how they want the South Sudan to be categorized. You feel happy. You even feel happy. You want to categorize South Sudanese citizens. Like there is category number 1. These are refugees. You as a citizen, how would you feel when you are sleeping in a refugee camp? Thinking that you are being protected. What is the meaning of refugee? As someone who is running for protection. And me as a citizen like you, I'm walking outside. And you are hiding yourself in a refugee camp. Who has a brain than the other? It is not a brain that needs you to go to school. You don't need to go to school to be told that if there is a problem, if there is a danger, you are not more beautiful than others who are outside. You are not more powerful than others who are outside. Why are you allowing yourself to be imprisoned by the word called refugee and your fellow citizens are outside, enjoying the freedom, enjoying the life like you? Why? It is not something you need to put in the government hand. It is something you need to ask yourself. Apartheid policy, when it was done in South Africa, was it having a horn for you to understand the word apartheid? Was the same language that is used as a refugee camp? As a refugee camp. The word apartheid policy, when it was done in South Africa, is the same thing that you have seen in South Sudan today. We call it a refugee camp. We are living in a refugee camp. Our people, you dress up very nice, you go outside, you come back, you sleep as a refugee. When you see your fellow South Sudanese citizens are sleeping in their home, And you want people to beg you that come out from refugee camp. There is nothing this white man is doing to you. Instead of them protecting themselves to exploit our resources. To exploit our resources. And you are there sitting down. That you, even an educated man like you, sitting down saying, our citizens are being categorized into number one is a refugee. Even South Sudanese who are living in America for 20 years, they are still called refugees. How do you feel? You are living in America 20 years and still they categorize you as a refugee. Even when you are a winner, a breadwinner for America, America still call you a refugee citizen. A refugee citizen. Is that our fault or the name work being forced on South Sudanese? And you as a leader, like you, you will sit down and categorize South Sudanese into the name frame that was being put on us directly, and we don't accept it. We are not refugees. Remove that from your knowledge, that the language called refugee will never be applied on citizens of South Sudan. We are South Sudanese and we are the origins of mankind. Not even black. We are origin of mankind. Remove that language called refugee number one from your mouth. Let the rest use it because you don't understand until we understand one day. Until we understand one day that it is not right for you to give me a citizenship and you still call me a refugee. You should leave me as a refugee instead of allowing me to be a citizen and you still call me a refugee. Even when a child that was born by a refugee in America is still been called a child of a refugee citizen. That is a provocative language being used on our people. And we don't understand it. We are still sitting down, clapping for America. America bring us biscuit. America is helping us. He is our father. He is a powerful. He is the father of the whole world. America is not the father of the whole world. He is not the father of North America. He's not even father of another. He's just the father of himself, not for any other person. When the Trump say, let us build America first because there is something missing in America that need to be fixed before they come outside to control other people. They have something they need to fix in their life. And that something was the racism that have been done for black people. And they did not fix it. So much of God to tell and go to club. America, America is doing number one. If America sanctions somebody, we have to fear. When I was born, did America give birth to me? No. I was born by a black man and a black woman in a black land. And that is why I remain as a black child. If there is something missing in me, it is not you from other angles have to define it for me. I will define it by myself. What we accepted was a slavery being done indirectly to our people, to be taken outside. Let them fight and take majority. Pick the good one. Pick the young one. Let them go and work in our plantation. Let them go and clean. And let them go and work in our industries. Let them go cheaply, pay them cheaply, and budget them. Whatever they work for will go back to bills. Whatever they work for, they will go back to bills. Tell me how many citizens that they make them fruitful to buy good houses without loan. Tell us. Nothing. They are paying bill to bill. Debit to debit. Not the credit, I mean. They have to struggle. They die with the struggles, depression being imposed on us. When you tell somebody from deep village here in South Sudan, if I go to my hometown, I ask somebody what is depression, they will not define it. They will not tell me. They don't have it. I look at those one in the West. You find 15 years old South Sudanese is depressed. He needs alcohol to calm down. He needs drug to calm down. He has to go outside. He can't even stand the mother and the father. And you want to tell me there is something good in it. There is nothing good in your culture. I have been to the West and I was like somebody buried. I was like somebody buried. Buried in the wall I don't understand. Because there is nothing I see good there. Everything is just like a delusional. It's somebody that is living in a toxic life. Even when you eat a good food, it will not even benefit you. Don't tell us there is something good in the West. They have destroyed their culture. They have destroyed their norms. They have destroyed their traditions. They have nothing. They have nothing. We have everything, we South Sudanese. We have everything, we Africans. We have the culture. That is why a child respects the mother and the father. Something the West don't have. The West don't have that. They don't have that respect. They don't have that respect. You will find somebody, a child, disrespecting the mother, calling her names. And that is the mother that gave birth to. And when you try to wipe their butts, what is next? Call the police, and the police come and give the child right. Child abuse. The child abuse. The child has to go for adoption. Huh? Has to go for adoption. Take the children away from their parents. Their mother drinks alcohol. The father drinks alcohol. Take the child away. And let the child go and wanders around that your mother is not perfect. Food my mom drink, my dad drink. That will not destroy me. If she was able to give birth to me, not abortion, who am I to refuse that? So America is a broken pieces. It is not something we need to be in. Need to be so past to be a better place for them to make a decision around the world. It's a broken pieces that need a proper repair so that they will come and face the world that we are right leaders. They will face the world that let's do this. They are the one who created democracy, and they are not protecting democracy. They are using it for their interests. What democracy do America know today if you ask them? What democracy do they know if they will not empower other nations apart from killing them? What democracy? It wasn't democracy that you people put. Democracy was right definition for the rest of the world. But it wasn't done in the right way. It was misused. And that is why today South Sudan is having 5 vice presidents. 5 vice presidents. Not in any constitution of the world. And they have to put it on us. Accept it in the name of peace. Peace is not tangible material for us to make. It's a tangible material. Peace is one single human being poisoning the minds of the citizens to fight is the one that we are going to break. We are going to clap for them. Kalam salam, kalam salam. We have been singing the song kalam salam, kalam salam, and now what is happening? Kalam election. Kalam election is where we are going ahead. Nina machine election, Mafaja Bugulo Kalam Salam, accept in the name of peace. Give them the best hotel in the name of peace. No, that name has to go. You name somebody once, not twice. The name comes once, not twice. What is next is a new name called election. And that new name, South Sudan is going for it. It's going for it, no return. Again, to add on my thing, don't think that you'll use these people, these elderly people, who are always creating problems. If it is like this, I am not accepting it. Peace is not legitimate peace when our citizens are refugee camp. Peace is not, election cannot go. People are refugee camp. You the owner of refugee camp, close your house. If you are a UN hosting people in the refugee camp, remove them out. Let them come and vote. They will go back. They will decide later. Don't tell us these people are living in refugee camp. How the country, the population census is not been done. We'll know it from election. How many people vote and how many people didn't vote. If it is one person vote election, then election has won. That is it. It is voting. In America, not everybody go for voting. In Canada, not everybody go for voting. It is one decision to go and register and vote. We'll go door to door, including refugee camp. We'll go inside refugee camp. We register those who want to vote. Those who don't want to vote is not a force. It's not a forceful thing. So don't sit down there using the word, the tool called refugee to delay election. You not sit down. Matter go to tell not to fokuru gala ya bugulo election the mabom si gida. You know Sudan mamen kenem si election lanu refugee lisa gadin population lisa ma sabonas. Election that juzu muna tasib. That juzu muna tasib is part of the population census. If you are counting, are you going to count the people who will die during the election? Can you count them? You cannot count them. Even if you count them there, can you put them as part of it? No. So please, this kind of lie, you should not use it and play it in your slave masters. Tell your slave masters that South Sudan is not peaceful when we are peaceful people. How many white people did we kill in South Sudan if we are calling we are not peaceful people? Did we ever kill any white person? No. How many foreigners from Africa or our neighboring countries did we kill in South Sudan? No. Our fighting is our own self. So when you know you are hurting yourself, you will stop. So don't sit down there telling us South Sudan will not be peaceful if we are putting our war against outsiders. Then we say South Sudan is not peaceful. So we need to bring peace in South Sudan. But if the problem is on our own neck, then you will feel the pain in your neck. And that pain you will understand that if you are killing Dinka, you are killing your brother. If you are killing Nuer, you are killing your brother. If you are killing Anyuak or any other tribe in South Sudan, it's part of you. Until we know the sense of belonging that we belong to this nation and we are one people, nobody else can define us but we, the citizens of South Sudan. Definition. So, anina machine for election. Mata go to Fakuru Gal, Hajada Mashi KBS president has gone to South Africa, the same agenda. Yajama Jibulena Salam. Yajamana, our neighboring countries are bleeding. Sudan is bleeding. Sudan is bleeding. We have seen that the same game that was done to South Sudanese citizens many years ago is what is happening to Sudan. Is what is happening to Sudan, but Rabum and Belinai Belantonop. نفس الأنتونوب اللي كان مصر قاعد يرسلوا لجنوب السودان يجي يقتل الشعب الجنوبي يا نفس حاجة كذلك قاعد يحصل في السودان. بيضربوا في الناس بالأسلحة الكبار، بيضربوا في الناس، يقربوا البيوت، يقربوا أماكن الكبار المعروف. ده ما سيد الدولة. سيد الدولة ما بدمر حراديته، ما بدمر شعبه، ما بدمر حياته. تبخلي حاجة بسيطة. This is what is happening in Sudan. And when South Sudan said that Jama, Sudan is bleeding, it's talking about the experience, what we face. If the president Salva Kiir go to South Africa, talk about South Sudan and Sudan, it is because we see the same pain that we face and the world was silent. The world was silent when South Sudan is in need. The world was silent when South Sudan was bleeding until South Sudan stopped bleeding and stand for what is right. And that is where they stood and said, yes, give them their right. Our right wasn't given to us in silver plate. We fought for it. We fought for it. The same thing, حاجة نفس حاجة ده قاعد يحصل للشعب السوداني. السودانيين ناس تعبانين. دمروهم ودمروا شعبهم وشالوا شعبهم كله في الدول البرة. شالوا شعبهم كله في الدول البرة، مليانين من برة. والجوا دخلوا فوق أجانب عشان يقتلوا ويقربوا أماكن الكويس. يقربوا الخيرات بتاع السودان ويسرقوا منه أموال بتاع السودان ذاته. فشنو جاي عبد الله من إذا خليتوه من مدسنين؟ شنو بفضل للسودان؟ شنو بفضل للشعب السوداني؟ ده نفس حاجة الدمار اللي حصل لنا في الجنوب، يا نفس الدمار اللي قاعد يحصل في السودان وأمريكا ما قاعد يعمل حاجة. كير sanction the leaders, sanction them not to have guns. After you put so many guns inside the nation, you said sanction will be enough. Sanction will not be enough. You traumatize these countries. You traumatize us for many years until 2 out of 3 or 1 out of 4 has come out, which is our country. So if the President Salva Kiir talk about Sudan, then it is right. لازم ناس يفكروا فوقه. ناس يفكروا فوقه للحق، حق السودان ده حق الجنوب. حق السودان حق الجنوب، لأنه ده لأخواننا. ده دموعنا، ده لأخواننا، ده أولادنا، ده شعبنا. أنا هنا واحد. ما يخطبوكم قال بينوا حاجات أننا قاعدين نطالبوا فيه، ده طلبة للحق، ده طلبة للشيدة، وأننا دايرين نشيلوا الخير بتاع السودان. لو السودان في سلام، جنوب السودان في سلام. أننا ما دارين نفس حاجة كذلك كان بيحصل للشعب الجنوبي يحصل تاني في السودان، وهسه حصل دمر السودان. ودمار السودان في يدين الدول البرة. الدول البرة ما دارين ندي الحق للشعب السوداني. يبدو بيجاي ينتهي بيجاي يمشي بيجاي ينتهي من كده يمشي بيجاي. ده الكل كلفته. والكلفة ده إذا الشعب ما واحد عشان يفكروا قال بينه هدفنا نحن كشعب السوداني شنو؟ هل ما عندنا الحق عشان نساعد؟ هل ما عندنا الحق عشان نصلح دولتنا؟ هل ما عندنا الحق عشان نكون عايشين؟ هل ما عندنا الحق نكون فرحانين؟ ما عندنا الحق نلبس آخر؟ أننا ما عندنا الحق عشان نبنوا؟ شنو شال حقوقنا؟ السبب شنو؟ اللي بيشيل حق المواطن السوداني شنو؟ اللي بيشيل حق الحريتنا شنو؟ لازم نحن نطالبوا. إذا بريزيدنت سلفا كير قاعد يتكلم عن السودان ده الحق من الحقوق ويتكلم فيه، لأن هنا جزء من السودان. أننا جزء من السودان. والنفس الكلفة اللي يحبوا للشعب السوداني للشعب الجنوب السوداني يا حاجة نفس الحاجة، حاجة خزالة قاعد يحصل للسودان. يا أخي شيلتوا هي حاجة كله. الباقي في الله قالوا لنا. What is remaining? Leave it in the hand of the future leaders, the youth. We are growing old in mind, not because we are all in age. It is the nature and the situation you put us in. The world is bullying South Sudan. The world is bullying Sudan. They don't want to help. They want to use. And that is why we are stopping being used. We are calling every South Sudanese who are talented around the world, come back to your country. Don't bring bread to those nations in the name of refugee. Rather be a loser in your own name. Be a loser in your own country. Instead of you being a winner in another country name and you being given a name tag called a refugee athlete, a refugee footballer, a refugee basketballer, a refugee runner, a refugee beauty pageant, a refugee what? Come back to South Sudan and have that name. You rather be a loser in your own nation while you have a dignity being called by your name, rather than being called by another name being created, a slogan being used for you as a slave, not being used exactly as a slave. You don't have difference between a slave and a refugee. You don't have a difference. It's the same name. It's the same name. If the name tag is not being removed from you, of you being introduced as a refugee citizen, come back to your nation. Come back to South Sudan. Let's build this country. To guide it now, Gunadu commit refugees. A refugee citizen has one athlete. Yes, we are so proud of you. They will worship you as a slave. They will worship you as a slave, not as a citizen of America, or not as a citizen of Canada, not as a citizen of Australia, not as a citizen of UK, but as a refugee citizen of UK. After giving them, winning the bread and dignity in their nation, you still have that name tag. Come back to your nation. Be a loser with a good name. Don't be a winner with a bad name. A bad name that reminds you of the pain your father went through, the pain your mothers went through, the pain your uncles went through. You rather come back to your nation and have that dignity of you being called by your name, South Sudanese citizen. Being called Jana Junub. Ita Junub, ita Sudani. Del haq min al-hugugak. Isn't it painful? After winning and you are being called refugee. Isn't it painful? How did it feel when the basketballer won China? When they beat up China? Did they call them refugees? No. They called them South Sudanese citizen. South Sudan, youngest nation, has beaten China by 20. That was a good name to be remembered in the history of basketball. Imagine if you are playing in America, you will be called one best player, a refugee South Sudanese citizen. A refugee. That is not a good name. It is like being called a slave, won for his master. A slave has won for his master. But when you play in South Sudan, you won or you lose, the name remains with the dignity. The name remains with the respect. And that respect, South Sudanese who were in America, South Sudanese who were in Canada, South Sudanese who were playing in Australia, and they came back to play in the name of basketball, South Sudan basketball, young stars. That is why you have seen Kenya crying. How come the refugees who were outside coming to win, to take over Africa? Yes, we did not go outside there by force. We did not go because we want. We are taken indirectly. And that is why we acquire what we need to build ourselves. They deny us those tools. They deny us the basketball here in South Sudan because they left us to be fighting. They deny us football. They deny us beauty pageant, the beautiful women. They deny it. So we go outside there and bring that name back. We bring that name back in the nation. Don't be surprised that the most beautiful woman will come again from South Sudan, not a refugee, like the way they call Akuac as a refugee citizen of UK. It will not going to come. Another Akuac will come from South Sudan as a South Sudanese citizen who won in the beauty. Will not be given again that name tag. So keep that in your head. South Sudan will grow. No matter how hard you guys are pushing it down, we are growing. And we are not going to look back. We'll look front. And nobody is going to decide for us, to make for us rules. We have our own rules. Enough is enough. We are not young. We may be young as independent country, but we are not young in brain. We are the owners of Egypt. If Egyptians today call themselves, who is their great-grandfather? For them to call themselves as the owners of Egypt. We are the one. Who built pyramid? We still have grass thatch houses built out of pyramids, formula, in South Sudan today. And the world will not accept it because they still deny the technology South Sudan have. They still deny technology South Sudan have. You will still see China having the Dinka name, a Dinka name, full names that they will go here and find themselves like they are South Sudanese, but white in color. They are South Sudanese white in color by names. And they still deny us the history. It's not a problem. We'll bring it. We'll bring the dignity you people have stolen. We'll bring the culture you people have stolen. We'll bring everything the world have stolen from South Sudanese. And we'll be given the right name. And that right name will be nothing but the owner of the history. Not to go to Khadabuna. Mafia is civilization without us. You cannot talk about civilization without us. The arithmetic you people talk about, it was done by us. The origin Egyptian, we are us. We are the one. We are the Kushites. We are the Kush. You pronounce it wrongly, and we keep quiet. That Kushites. Kushin. Bugulu Kuch. The meaning you don't know. You know nothing about. That's the meaning of Kuch. That's the meaning of Kushites. Kuch, in a Dinka words, it means you don't know anything about. It was an Eden child. Let the world not know about it. And you people know about it. And when we know the meaning, we just look at you. Because you don't have a right to speak. But no, we rather live the truth in the world than dying with lies. This color, it didn't come alone. It didn't come alone. Like the way you use our traditional attires to dress up your so-called blue people that you people act. They call them what? They call them what? Aliens. They dress up aliens in our dresses, in our traditional clothes, without permission from us. And they are making millions of dollars using the South Sudan traditional dressing. The same height, the tallest people in the world. And we are quiet. They make movies out of our dressing code, our culture, our color. They use it. And they still say South Sudan is nothing. Are you not thieves? Are you not thieves? Didn't you steal everything? So don't act like you are feeding South Sudan and you will destroy South Sudan. You have destroyed South Sudan many years ago. And even right now, what is left for us is to wait for who is behind it. Let America fix their own affairs first. If they cannot help South Sudan, don't destroy us with the bad names. Don't give us bad names, leave us alone. We thought you are powerful, but you are not powerful. A powerful that take advantage of the weak is not powerful. If America was powerful, it will not take advantage of the weak nations. A nation that need to be nurtured. A nation that need to be built. It will not. But because they are not powerful enough, that is why they will come to South Sudan and manipulate South Sudanese citizens to fight. And act like we are not part of it. We are not part of this. If this is not done, it's not going to be this. Liars! You are liars. You are not helpers. People are clapping, 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 but there is enough for clapping. Look at how our citizens are traumatized. They see a white man, they will worship like a god. They have seen Jesus. you find women bleaching. They are bleaching to catch the America in color. They are bleaching their colors because they think there is something, there is power in color. There is power in white color. There is a power in that yellow, purple, greenish. There is no power there. There is no power there. And who is manipulating them? You. You with your peg power. If you are powerful, go fight with Russia. Go fight with South Korea. South Korea is telling you, come, you are a man, come. You don't want to man in there. You want to man up for South Sudan. Give out the weapon and let us fight together. Give South Sudan weapon and come. Come bring your army. They will not give us those weapons. And they will say that I will sanction this, sanction, refuse them. You refuse us, we'll buy it from another person. Now your enemies are many. You have a lot of enemies, you want to put it on South Sudan citizens. My friend, talk with us like human beings. If you treat us like animals, we'll bite you. Now they allowed you to have a big land here, American embassy, have a big land, occupying everywhere, even they're buying a lot of things, using the resources of Africans. America is a very rich, very powerful, playing with the weak people, weak nations, to build yourself, scare people with the lies. They scare people with the lies. When they have seen Umar Gaddafi standing up for Africa, they took his life and left the weak to fight themselves because he was guiding his people rightly. He's scared of everybody. Now he's against Museveni because Museveni said homosexuality will not pass in my nation. I am an African child, born as African, proud African. But America doesn't want that. American policy, let them be the policy of America, not African policies. Bringing your US dollar, imposing it on African. What do we need US for? We are not American for us to use US dollar here. And that is why we South Sudanese citizens, you will find a villager selling US dollar in the market, black market. Somebody who doesn't know, who never been to America, who doesn't even give a fuck about what is it. They will sell dollar on the market road along the roadside. Come, buy America dollar, using South Sudanese power. Yes. Let him listen to my word. This is my country. Whether there is a white man sitting close to me, sitting behind me, sitting in front of me, or where, I will speak in front of his face. This is our land, my motherland. This is where I was born. Not any other place. What are you? Now, Punga Chico, I let on your cat. American here, the Chico, I let you let by local. Be Chicara, Yara, you care what in the Kelatong, I check Kelatong. I got far a cabin, I can keep Quara's career. All black people are all in the world. They will put them to go fight. Let America, Kubuka, Kawaja, and Jeffio. Jakawaja. I do black people got keep Quarja, even I look, I got Katonga, Kelato. Yole walk out. Akira Shagwa Banman, Bijaba, like a Sudan, big cake of Tarba, painting. We are going for election, that is the thing I'm telling you. Prepare yourself. If you are upside there and still believe you are a capable leader, come to South Sudan. Come and do your campaign by now. Election is coming 2024. If Riek Machar win, good for you. If whoever that want to stand for election, good for you. Come to South Sudan. We are tired of so many vice presidents. We want one leader. Come. Stop sitting outside there and start making noise. Come. Come and do campaign inside here. Your population are here, not online. Come. Come to Juba. If you want me to call you Habibi, come to Juba. Come, election is coming. Come. Bar Juba. I am in Juba. I am in Juba, the capital city of South Sudan. 2024, you come now. You want to be, you come to South Sudan. You cannot be a leader when you are standing, you are outside, making noise every day. Hey, bye, Syria. Bye, Manjanda. Taking ping, I got you by here. Manjanda. Bye, never have a Manjang, Mung, people, Chingalwaka. Kawain dun chua yong ga chimi tol wachin kawaya chimi tol wachin anang mi run to kaben mamnek dang mamnek mo mamnek tap mamnek sajin a chi kwen kula la ka chi kawaya lwe we kawaya kiwa dong kiwa tol kawaya kiwa dong wa chua tol the mi ka de ka wi ka bi to wachin ba ya gam la kawaya chua rai menera la yer bi mandu bi pir mandu ting kuna ya meda yer kula medraji chin ko yin jo dong pinnum ga ngochi dong kaya kaudu en ko kaudu ya mandu ku baran mandu bu chok chinin ku ba pieru bangai lo kuna ya mandu la tit kula pyo ya yer baraj ku mandu bu to dang ku mandu to mo ku mandu to tap ku mandu to gegi ga ngojo la kaudu en ko bu ku chin be ku miet kun a chi African countries ko ga chin ngi me miet ken ka Iran ka jot ba ka buk panden ko ya lo dong lo lu yando lanu na yando ka chin ka go ya no ka ngi ni ka dam angi ni blu yin beta slavery ya ku du ka ben kalaran ke chol dom pin nam wa loy ka waja e ka wan tu ngana loy slavery ko na ka wan tu ngana ben ka chol refugee ba lo create ku lel kan you name what a name ben wa yo laki yan ba ngi ba kwen yi jen Nigeria na chimi gana do panden bu mandala pye ba ku ye lo lui ba wa ku at wa cha ku loyo ba ya lui kan yamdu na bar ka guru andu panin na ni buro dut imbi ya cha du ro dangi ba che pandu kuna mi kun ja biere yere ye me du ba ya panden ku le ka cha nom la ka me da la kang nom kuraj me da kang nom kuraj na man tinom riel moj bu to ku mi da to run to ka ben ku mi da la sa jini run to ka ben kumida nak run to ko ben kumida adang mau run to ko ben kumida luang kek e wan ngo che we rem pot mo jang da din chi de ka te ke ro loy ka ngu ko na jot di kaw duen ko jat kumit kun ba ka duok chen ku lak ba ka lui a chi kwan wo le la tam ko we a ya kwan wo le la ga la duok man du duok bai bu kai ken ni duok bai bu kai ken nyar duok bai bu pan den nyar duok bai la ka bu kuin bai Yin dong dong tu lo lu yen. Na chi real ke ben ben ba man kop. La lu ben du junub ben du anywhere in Africa. Ay chol ko nom. You feel happy. You feel happy. Is Africa African country? Is Africa is African country? If my kids are living anywhere in Africa, they are living in Africa. The same treatment that my child will get in South Sudan, my child will get in East Africa. There is no different. The culture is the same in Africa. Don't tell me why are you living in Uganda, why are you living in Kenya, why are you living? If my child is in Kenya, it's the same treatment. Even in East Africa, in Uganda, a child does not greet you when standing. They will kneel down, part of culture. In Uganda, the child kneel down, humble themselves. The teachers teach them. They teach them the mother teaching. Kneel down. Respect your mother and your father. Don't talk when your elders are talking. Listen. That moral teaching is what will make me my kid to be in Uganda, to be in Kenya, to be in South Africa, to be in Nigeria, to be in Congo, anywhere in Africa. If I put my child there, I know my child will get a proper training, will be like me. I grew up in East Africa, and I am way better than those who are living in the village. Because some of you call me a villager here. They call me Nyanpan Mwanjang Saka. I grew up in East Africa. But because the culture is the same, that is why you will think I am a villager. I was brought up in village. No. That village has to be in your culture. Village is not just the home that you stay in. It is how you practice your tradition. And those traditions have been taught in East Africa. They have been taught in West Africa. They have been taught in South Africa. And even in North Africa and Central Africa. And that is why I said if your child anywhere in Africa, your child is safe. Your child will learn manners. Your child will learn the culture. Your child will learn the respect. Your child will learn the education, will take education seriously. They will not take it for a joke. That is way different. I just don't. Kamandia bay Uganda, bay junub. Kachapi what they are with you, pure chiang. No. Kabay what then buy up and then bukai ken bangich. Ken to be any. Kunare Uganda karate mu pure chiang ya. Kachiang to ngana buyog Uganda. Kupyo ya buyog Uganda. The same. Yes, Lagos said I'm coming soon. I will be visiting Lagos State. I will speak in different places. I will speak in Ural, and then go to Rumbek Center, and then I will go to Gok. I will go to those areas. Thank God I met with the governor of Lagos State. I met with the governor of Lagos State, and he has given me a welcoming that you are welcome to Lagos State. Anytime I will go with artists to go and speak. And my agenda is to promote peace.
Thank you for welcoming my sister. Anongika Batia Kangaro. In Tigamapay did about Mr. Panagere and what happened in outside. But we have a lot of Monjang right now in South Sudan. They don't have any home. I Tabaninato in the street. And some of them are getting opportunity of jobs. Some of them are well known in parent and nobody help them. I help right now. I am doing it.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, a question which I
Very good. Before we have a job, the Durin thing jadi, lemman you can take it, lemman you can street.
No kid here, all of them are in school.
I'm asking, no, first wait. The rear in downtown and those areas, kin homeless people, like you,
the homeless in Sweden, we don't have homeless in Federal and Ato school, all of them. Anto Sweden, Myanmar. So
Sweden, no, you know the same you who told me you are helping homeless South Sudanese in Sweden. You fed
South
them with
Sudanese,
your food, isn't it?
I know the young kid. I adult. No ran when you find the York. Watching them grill and
Then
it
you're around it. Just wait, just wait.
around it.
Wait.
In PNI.
Then you're around it. Kawara Kamito, Katitit, Kawara Kamito, South Sudanese, and they are 18, 20 years, 15 years, about 20.
I 40 years. I 40 years. I 40 years. Kwanong 30 years. Some of them are now 50 years. They have no place to live because
Now they have no place to live. You are living in heaven. You are living in heaven. Why they don't have place to live?
In Pengena Quach, Randid Biden, which law blacklist, we Mao, you get that all the time, Keke, Monjankana, Kapande, nobody will help them. I agree, Yogi in Lord Beach. Because I see Yogi in Palmao, Quachijai Mao, okay? But Kijaman can, because in Kijamala, Galapan, America, Midaega no, Kumidaki law school, but non right now, because of Miranto, South Sudan inside. A lot of small child at Suka Limsu, and nobody talk about them. Queen Mantiogi in about Ranto but we have a lot of small kids at Suka Limsu.
I have a question.
Nobody takes care of them quite homeless.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
Ready?
Yes, I'm ready. You
Thank you.
never answer my question. You never answer.
I'm going to answer you because I want to ask things around you. Yini nom challenge. Warchin kariak. Miet ku yang akan muke.
Meet your one and get wine. Anong rani anong one, but I'm by ten and get wine. Anong rani a musuli meet your Kuma by 10. He pay the money to know that when the man give move to no end. Okay? Mandia school Arabia Kuma. Kumandia, I yet take care of them. I get bay no end because Ukuma by 10 a musul mitke. But walk right now, you know,
thank you.
In la jam krang. In la jam when me topana and me the egg knock Sudan right now. Me no rana yen no.
Thank you. Because Malala couldn't
I ask you answer my sister, but
I'm going to answer you. Just wait. Just wait. Here, baby, I'm taking question. Masulia met the Yamani a wound.
Tingaya Kangaro Pingan Yankana. Kidian Lakin Kin. Rana Musul Mende. Okay? Ukuma Eya part of you also in the nation that we claim is our nation. Ukuma Eya Musuli Yin Kaman. When the mother is not there at Wanyo or Anonganto, Ukuma Eya part of him. Okay? Ukuma Eya Musul Rande. Rande and Winching Ngong, Rande and Twine. Okay? Right now, you Canada one. I want to come and do a school at Tongan, man, all the time. But why now and in your power, I allow loom to do not pay. Kubarku will quite pana here, bucket hand, we're quite pana here, bucket hand. But you leave people in South Sudan. We need people in South Sudan better non jump. We need to come back, but I'm
Akon. Mida kila go move pana yer panun cho Sweden buke gala nya kuma.
I have a medical problem.
Problem mo kay tiang kay pit na
parent kwara Biden. I have no relative. Kurana musulan na kuma Biden. A medical
problem.
Medical problem. Yes. Akuma ke biya. You ready? You never answer the question of Diana. You never answer what. Talking for peace of what. I have no relative in this country. I can't go to Mogacan Mandin Chago. No medical problem. Quite all the time. anong kene mishkila anong issue with my with and Yandia. Okay?
Wakuma ayene nek tala gomo kan ila gobi shu go yin mi da kidal mo ko ga
Akira dala mo kan etaji musaifa all the time and etaji musaifa nyana. Kukuma baiten go yokulela and with help. I need help. Go kuma go a part of me. Go family la yok nongen ku yega domo 6,000. But ku yin man tiok nyani yamla pingena kwat. My sister, we have to talk about South Sudan, you know. Don't lie to our people of South Sudan. You live Pana here for many years, okay? In Canada, it's not
about money. First wait. It's not about money. Understand this.
Yeah, in
VT Corona 18, 19. Jakela to gun violence in America.
Right now, we need to talk about mental South Sudan. Mental South Sudan right now. We need to
talk about South Sudan. You forget about what is happening in the West.
Right now, we need to talk about them.
I will speak in America, even in Sweden, where you are. They are South Sudanese sleeping in the Sweden. You went to heaven, and why is heaven becoming hell to some youth?
Uganda. It's Egypt.
Uganda is
talk about
African. It's African land. Uganda is African land. Uganda is African land.
You don't need
to talk
about African land. We not need to talk about.
We are African. We are African. Africa for Africa. Anywhere they live us.
Don't talk about men Wuntibella or Maui or men Wuntibella in the gang group. You don't need to talk about them because those children parents.
These are the citizens of South Sudan.
We need to talk
they
about
they are citizens of South Sudan. They are citizens of South Sudan.
South Sudan right now. We need to see them better. Young boy and 14 years young girl. I have to take responsibility. What responsibility? We need the people to have a good life. Canada. Stop lying.
No. Because I don't see any benefit.
Let me tell you one thing. South Sudan, I will be waiting, but we don't need South Sudan below in lie. We need to talk reality, okay?
If you want
we need the better South Sudan, but I'm going to do here. But
look again, and I told you in a corner.
Dying well. In Jamala, quite Pingan, in Jamalawana, Pingana, quite in Jamalawana, Kulwell SPL away, go think and go like in a chill SPL away. I will walk out with jump force. Go to go laden in. Yoga and you'll be a large meat. SPLA really in South Sudan.
You can go passport, South Sudan, passport as a citizen of nation. Kaya passport because I'm a citizen and a kadanga am white jama. Citizen do
no, we came
citizenship do passport do passport South Sudan. You are
we don't want a we went for election. What they
le community do le ke lim kam sin dollar in duat ba lo we ke ka chol ke gale we ga bu kai mu kedo any problem.
We don't need to be
$40 $40 and PG to community ban la dia ban what $40 taga.
$1 to kill Galaxian $1 can never
$50 and Ladin could eat for what $50?
Do you know why $50 quite? Akuac $50 I will. I a socket. Nobody can
Now,
stand me.
we buy a wheel. I buy a move by. Can we buy $50 for community point?
Buy a chair move to it. I am
$50. Up to $50 and a third in community, but I get $50 do. Well, I buy a my uncle giving that a teaching
don't lie to
quite a chicken do a chicken guy, India for $50. My number queen that
don't lie to people of South Sudan.
Why am I lying? Why am I living here? I'm living here in South Sudan. I'm not proud. Japping Canada, I don't will to Munduni, like I don't will. Yes, Canada, I don't will. But the children didn't tell me I said, I could ping upon.
You problem. You don't want to answer the reality. In Juba.
Camping, Quadmantashari, water, requited. Yin in Medirega more, Nachi Morley, the quite Pandun Kadamin. In Kayaman of Barloy. Calamanta, Longa.
Now, Kuma in South Sudan, can me to sue, can I kill him, sue, me taking in parent, Kaka.
Refugee, Alan open a jarret, orphanage after you bought an orphanage and King Kawaria or something, orphanage Yakuma Kangan, and we are quite bigger orphanage, who can't be ring a year, I wing up. Mantungan orphanage, I read the number of orphanage are here in South Sudan, in Juba. Why
young places?
I don't go like a kite, because I hear him and Kawalo and in. Jimmy Kuigo, Ugam Kuma, Kulaka Chewy Bakamu. This is what happened.
Akuac, Kedunia Lela, I let a cone with a chidal more, and you tied Musaifa, and you tied Musaifa. Naja tied me to Musaifa, I
died for 12 years. It died for 12 years.
And
it died for specific time. Go on, one
even back, I'm ready to marry more than 100
but really long
couldn't you pure casual by a baby, Babaja, casual family issue, can I can't you hug the bijam. Elas in Baka ye hug in South Sudan Baka jam. Be South Sudan. My own privately. You can teach your own privately, but in my own privately.
We have a number of refugee camps, number of orphanage in Juba. Number of orphanage, orphanage, we become material.
Okay, Akuac. Where I can bay Ukuma South Sudan that I can create in South Sudan, you know. Even young people I can him lolo Akuac. Young people I can him lolo in South Sudan. Queen like Yamra now allow away to America be South Sudan be a cheap without anybody.
Be South Sudan, and which is South Sudan in America, which is South Sudan.
South Sudan, Allah will. I think we go to shopping. Allah will. Are in China, are in East Africa, are in Saudi Arab.
My East Africa, part of Sudan, a part.
Are in Kiel, I think we go to shopping. Okuma are in Kiel, I think we beganun between what we
Kuma we ran begam to Kayela and Kaikura and Kin and Kin Yaki and Galeno.
The people of South Sudan.
Good passport, a cat when a collar, wouldn't be Japan, in Japan,
watch a jam where you made it, but when Mrs. South Sudan, I think Jam, Kayin Bupal Jam and Indian Kai, can Baka Jam, what is a bad short in America? Passport in Sudan, again to Inculella in the South Sudanese, but Yala South Sudanese. By the election is Indian.
Who ran to wait citizen by? You enemy, can you know?
Aquanya Wolping in. Pingana quite. And Jehani Mijunu, I did you South Sudan can be if I did not go for both. And keep in the first place. Because we're going passport. We got you back a year. You kinin ko ila
ira le vela Sweden is the best Sweden a ki to $15 ni koi lat $15 ni koi lat what $15 $50 ka ga di cho community
$50 is my money. It's my money, yes.
$50 ka di cho community kon kulela yin ban ba
yeah, my money, my money. And you know is come. Na kin ga cho lazim ba ye ga $1
community do a community do mo yila well you have money you have your
nyong akwani wol pingen akira ni chalim ku janyong tilim yana miran sakin majan bana lwel gidi belum riel ka chagam even though $1 or pound achala ba pole ne
joli ya li double change ka lu scam bu bana la joli mi ka $15 ya yin ta ba
you lu ko scam menin akwai ko la you lu ko scam yongani ye sa Sudanese ye ga ye right big jam
yin twara ni yin ko no yin a yikin ban ka yin ka bar junu
yin lu ko scam menin yongola di junum nyam weekend kan ba la ra di chukin or weekend can buy a hill in the hotel like you.
Abia chok ya pan junub. Abia chok ba pan junub Sudan. Man junub abia chok
ba ini. Pandu ko.
Kira abia chok. Inkin man ya chal pararian.
In ko jala kong ni mu teli jawo.
Inkin yari rarian ba buranyo ko media mura ya penyi media bi kwaranti ngan mordu. Ajiran ki lo ma chi ko ja no ma chi wan ja no. Ka dia lale.
Yung ko ta penyi media ka pura nyane ba ba wo ja poli de
mura cha penyi kala social media mordu. Jala pe nom ja to ka luen kai pe. Akuan Majok inga jin bala kai live bala curian ke ko wi bala gi ne tok dale li ci tuwa jan ko du ciare moru ca pedi kala wa ka cit passport ba pedi ke di social media ben bi kwaran ni to ge nangol moru de pe gan tok tut ko de rent pal ka dia re ana bi ay ko ngana bi ay ko mo dia tak tok ne ke ko la tak loy ko junub Sudan bu bay la nga tak ko buran mura tiok tok bi ci nganya ni hawli kuna ga jin ga ce ka pung pin nom e ce kara ka đây cái này chứ rằng quay cả kia cả lúa bên muốn lúa cho cái mua lúa cho tiền hòa tiền cả kalau tung kue passport junub Sudan yang kau kucing kujual lele macam du junub Sudan ada banyak bangun jual lele junub kayak itu kuyok ini junubin ini junub aku naik gam junub kayak itu passport aja cuman kau nimbat ya aku jauh kucing keluar bayar lah garian kedangit singit kemoy moin kawaja moin di jadi apa lo jat singit bin kuang tu nak kayen moin kilo red kayen nin karo ku jolwen mutini na jam ken hak junubin ken hak moto ne lela kon ka kular bi community bilim kulela ba we ka lu kai ka cha go kam $10 yo gin kai ba pam dai bu ka chuli mi kam $10 cha yin twar akon na yo ka jama chwer ka lu stop junub Sudan ka yin kon dok legi na kon pal chwer du ka mo aj ku lu ko ku ka chol ke gin lu traumatize lu abuse yin ju ka lu abuse mental ya kon yin ju ka lu abuse mental ran jo mur ja piet media ku jo lela ka ja muy ba for ga yan ala ka jo refugee ka dang ka ko ya reten to ke gango a chinga tok ten ka ku pan mi da be na e mana bar kala ka dang kala pan mi da be ra chinga tok ju ba ten a retin number of them they are here ka orphanages ka chinga ju ba ten a retin ban mi tu nu bi na chi kwa ke ka ri orphanages kurane ye rane man da lom ku toy no mayer kule lo balalim uru man da tu mana nyi somewhere ku jole lo balalim correct ne man ka dai awoy ken awoy dele ba kwen junub Sudan awoy dele ba kwen diara we diar e ya yini rote ku durot tumana ku lar dielin ba madula dom ku gamwe ku lela na ci mug me dana taban for 12 years ka mandu mu ko kuma ku joba leli na ja minin me diet pin me diet ba mu riel dunin na kin riel ka kin ko loy diet if you don't have power you don't have to give back ene kia ka waje lwela kala ka chal family planning. The reason there is something called family planning is that if you are not able to raise a child, don't give birth to a child. Use a family method control. Huh? Use birth control. Chan bicheta diedin ba modu tiok to ka waje loye na che junub Sudan ne loye. Ka waje ne loye ka chal birth control. Like if you cannot be able to raise a child, if you are not willing to raise a child, if you don't want to be a mom, use birth control. It was made by the white. It's not made by South Sudanese. Kachwali condom hache junub Sudan na gwir katin. aka ga chulu ko careless chi wi bimi damu ka kwai kun de contraceptive pills ache junub Sudan en gwir ke e ka waje na gwir ke la use contraceptive to control your pussy not to give birth ache junub en loy ke e kudu na le ka chola IUD e lo insect muri chan bu mur lo control ache junub en gwir ke the same America to ngene gwir ke America the reason gwir America gwir en ke ga waden bi tiara de jo mi diet kule ka bla gege bu me dala pir ke kuin pir ku bi ka ga duot ka yi biran to muri bi chi diet na chi cho muri ka to ma gop ku bu balda bu met chi bi na li ka le mo ja yin to ko ndo ma ya lo man chi wi met aka ka chi ka waja loya a che Junub Sudan na gwir ke Junub Sudan did not make these contraceptive pills, did not make IUD, did not make condom, did not make any of those birth control. It was made by the West to educate these careless mothers who don't want to raise their children so that they will use them to protect themselves from getting pregnant. That is number one period. That is why they call family planning. South Sudan say no, we don't have number of people. Our population is reduced because we have been in the war. We don't need family control. Let them give birth. We will take care of the children. Now you, the mother who gave birth to the child, they tell you take your child to the orphanage. If you cannot raise a child, you will put your child on the street to beg. Kulwela, you want to put the blame on the government. How would the government be blamed for the mother who is alive and refuse to raise a child, refuse to take the child to the orphanage or to the government offices so that the children will be raised there? We have facility centers that are there to take care of those children. You don't want to take them there. Awanya. Achawo Yakuma. Kwachawo Junub Sudan. Awai dun ka wek. Kawaja dunia ka pamtar kene na kawaja dun na chele weka gwe chuwi met. Agwen chuwi met ka chola dudata. Agwen chuwi met chola koyata. Agwen chuwi met chola tomrat. Umet tidiet. Lanu mo me ka kede responsibility di de pai. Check up poli. Check up poli. So don't come here and say South Sudan children are on the street. Yeah, when I see people are dying, people die all over the world. There is a death all over the world. There is no any country that don't face a death. I can't think that you can talk all over the world. Not in one place. Why you go in and you be a jupina white and career? When get the around white Modi Junub Sudan? Lanu Modi Dubai. But wait by jelly by panda. Lakin weka gwejaran murchuak nom ka waje kurut baitin ku chuk mo Jamaica kurut baitin ku chuk mo Black America ku chuk baitin ku dung mom tano bu mur chok nyen wod ben awe ka ja ka we bala we ka we la gwe ke la nga disen elela la kon ke yu bu pam yam den ka we yu dunya ku duk ba da come to South Sudan. Nalaki you can nag Junub Sudan, come and do it. Baraban Bay. Here you can dang in Junub Baraban Bay. A checker around to Junub, a checker around to check an Akuac Wol, check and Kirmayar, a checker ngadi, a couldn't wear sharp Junub Sudan. Now what you all will book a bike, a book don't talk about America. Don't talk about Sudan. Don't talk about this is heaven. Okay, if it is heaven, why our youth are dying there? We expected you to come clean, to come with no death, to come with no sickness, to come with nothing. But you're still losing life. Why? You say South Sudan is hell. Heaven, why is heaven killing our people? Why is heaven killing the youth? Sweden heaven and we are homeless youth in Sweden. Why are there homeless ones? Why are they in prison? It is heaven. We accept our hell. The chuo hell the gam what you Sudan. Ka hell da yakulela hell da we could be clean. What we are belwe gama ngat ko di. Kulela I am the one who will save the life. You are not God. America chen nyalik. Chen nyalik ko chen ko moy we bi ko we ko chen ko chukni. Na la kan ya America chuka chola go chok we kata America ba ki be na homeless. Ba nim ki langa mau chuarach. Bikin manda chila sijini bikin manda chila ka chief police mo nyam buto chal ka loya America ke ngwen ka ku jal ka ben junu ba o ja ban chong nim pe bu ba ya ba na kula re ran Canada yelen Canada ka ko moy we ya da ko moy we la kin we chini chok we chini yit ke chini mandu ba chok ma pinyi ke chwal mandu ba le ge na ka yin la kudu na chwal mor chite ku re chite ku no ku bai panun ko ya ta yer yan ya di ta po yer kene na ke choba po wa na le man di ka du Africa man di ku re junub re Uganda re Kenya re Ethiopia re Eritrea ka ke napso pyo dan to ke chwal culture e culture chi America ko jena le la ti ka dile beting da lum mo ya dile bo mo inda lum a chin any African country define this definition a chin African country check and look consistent yes this has exist na rating ka rate in a minimum level less than 0.01 check it then tayin in a kon ma juk awi balagin ten let in gojila dan all this time kuna yan yali be ka ki kena kol ba na jaba le ka ku because da nan ji dile bala video ba nganya la de la inji kai tin war ko lo mur kai ko lo ka ku ka ke ga mo ku ta ke media ku le ka ka kwa wala gi na kon ma ju ga yar ko ya man diet pan cho junu ko ya man ba go ka mo du ba lo deliver like a pizza a cha ba lo ya mur cha ba lo deliver like a pizza ba ya ngany ku ngany ba ya penyi chi andu ku penyi ere tabina ngi tina junub Sudan kala e culture junub Sudan ala roots junub Sudan ala real there is power in this nation and that power is speak through the people achia power le ranet be yer dat akula le gan yin modu chabana pedi Sweden kara Canada goti ngango stare antin kutadun tare antin by the words akon majuk enjina ban will deliver like a pizza yani india pa ka painto because the ye nyua aye nyua real tetano ko junub Sudan wala real tin yali yo kurial bai panen real bu pandan bu gatit le man ta ge tan kaya kula ga na rar ge kay mugunum achin pan chimi ti kare tin ge the whole wall no street children fami tu kai ken dal to ami da wone medan yara ka kata yere ne yo kamatin kata panden acha ka na chona man na chona ne ruot mamut ka chi gam rewut e man che gam ya ge gen kwen kuna man chi mana po palwai kulela man din ka japol ka chibak ka chila yer lanu real me da yaman bi un jalu benchen ka we dia rule man chol junubin rule mit junubin ku bin nim la nga pir ke real tik kuna lwel tik kalor yang you need a boyfriend you need a husband you need to look beautiful you need to go outside you need a best home you need this and you don't think of the child's need mandu ka chu bakating mandu chongom again the reason we have a number of street children not because they don't have mothers it is because they have mothers they have aunties they have uncles they have cousins they have nieces they have brothers and they don't want to take the responsibility ele ka de chol ka chol tia bai ku chi tiang tia chona man yai dukatin bai bi chang tiang tia chona man yai dukatil katil mi nubin awa ko rut waturut kuna gam kurut ka chin man la gege ngut ka wa te ka wong ne met el de le me jo ka ta wong ka chat ka chin nomra mi ware mar ke na gong a nya bi re ka lom ku muke lakin mutina chili ka chire ka ngun nya ke tialen nya ke ka chire ka ena yuran man nyan ku chila gege ka le you rather be in the street anjui masulia man ranet ko man ko men ku ni te gindien met ko yo ko po ko me tie ji na kol kaliu ko chiten bin la yo tin kalwela man di chola la gege ngwen ka le chat ka chire ka tialen chu lo planted inside our heart kuna nya ku tiel wo po ku le ku ka je lo ku ka chin man di le brege achin man di le brege because responsibility manitik responsibility mantin kor acha kana kuma e kana sha panawun akuma ya kuna ya human being kidin anan ti yeglo kuna ki yeglo ku yang me kata ge giten ka cha le ka kede ka nya ba to ba cha le da pani ka cha te ba cha le wade na kuma ata ba cha le wade na citizen panawun ko ya yukun ka man kai kala ku bu mam dan ya ka kulchen acha wo ya kuma the name God government is just an institution name use the people e yara ne chol ba nyom ni ba le ga de ngak kana chiro lo yin kana man pandun ngo pali nen bungong e man pandun ngo china ko be ben yal bi bible aya pun ko de chi ko cái gam ke rut ken chi wen nyin ngong irana wi kana bong de rot ko ki alwel mun to wana alwel and I repeat myself la generation wala ko ke pin no meten mun wala wo junubin krejo ga tiel kuna nyai ku tiel opot ka chin man di le bngong ko chi ram di le bla twen ay ram nyar di lam nyal na le nyal ka kai ran de ye wi di ye ran de tong no baraj a cha wi ke jola kuma a wai dun we sha ngo ken men ku jola ngong yen ku la ka cham ngo ken men ku jola gegi ku ni la ba ngo ken men ku jola tat ku ni tatin chong mam pin o ga nyang rut wel ko ga nyang rut ke cham ku ka lwet ke lwel ku ka ke bu ru da ku lwet ku tiel la che ba jola twen lwet ku tiel che ba jola twen ta nyai we ke wa put ka chi ka ku ra na put song ku lwel we den ngo ba chuk panda ngo ba luoi pan a che ka bi pai luoi en ka ba pan ke na chuk rut
Aya Luella. Let do ni ko la in the personal kana. I kinu Sudan let wen cho la gin yan ka. I yit ke ko
Kuna
ja
chala
jo siyasa
personal
kana
mana
wo
kuna
ko.
yin cha yoga an chila gwa
Yeah,
ya
well.
bien chu ke yin wele
Udeta good in the room mia unus mia 20 something. I know your room to do real inten but kala kin yan kai Junu Sudan dun kana I chi be piat ki let ke chol bu ko jam ba ko ja pal jam ke create ban let yip ke wel fisa Sudan ga bu ko let ja lat gwela kon
engo wele
bit wa kon mur a kon kana a chi ko be let yan kai chi pit bu be Junu
akona
Sudan e ba
yin
ko
cha
pal
la
jam ko
yin
lo
ni
ke
ta
che
de
lo ke che
yin
ti
cha
Junu
yoga
Sudan ga bu
chila
ko
gwa
let
ya bien ti da kon ti ti da yin na yin ngai le to bi na la o ga ja mo gi wo ru ti ko yin pe ra go pla da la chila gwa ya bien chu ke yin wele
yan because in jati question ya ti ya la rio nom let e sa po ba ga dung ni na chi wi ba dung nom ki
dai la
biere
nenda
inji ana la
dai la
tie
nenda
my own thing inji ana la tie la ko lele mit ku acha gam lege tung anong reason du ne lele man mit ka ko mit ya ka chi ga dit ka bai na tok aga bokana na afrika okay kuna cha ben bana ka waja kana jambi mon jambe ko pinga kwat anji ben bai ten anji nom relative bai ten and myself ko kuma ke bia bai ten kuti chan tuanya no medical problem anji taj musajfa or an tuanya rem gop yelba mit mugena kra ne taban I need help and kiliba mi la yeng mon yeng
pana
ba kwa
kumrun
no
ne pana kumrun ka de ko na pana kumrun ka de
kana
chi tai run ka de
ti wani ne ala da kwa wani ne yo galanji yai pure anji yai
chala
pi ane de gwala ne twan ane twanya kwa inji yan ben ala wan kule inji yai pure gwala no problem akin
yo la
akin kan
ni
family
ni ni
ko yan
amu
di
yin la
wan
du
la
nyang
na
tin
kwa
chala de ka le
me mu balaki na kwa ba ti question
ai
yan di wan la den kana
lwel ke
nong
chalwel
ran
ba
bu
jaba legi lwel ke chalwel ko chala de
okay pingan akwat pingan fos inji yan yogla yongani mi dala gam na ngakuma yan di wan la den kana nong ran bu mu yan kana if ku yera an takenin ti nong in ke jol ta yu go to ino ma deal kede ke yan di wan la den ke nong ran bu mu nong ran bu mu la gen
yi
yan kede na ta ban yan di I have to
chala
take care of
la
myself
du pe de la kwa yin chala kala ko ina lat kala elwel mu chi la du
so
pe
gen lazim ba ko be kuma ba dan lazim ba ko walla ke ku le lan wiran mi ke mu ran be
akona
na ko
akon amu yin ya di de yin ko lat ku di che la de mu tai bu
no an ce ko la da dia sakit ko yin ki la pera gup sakit an ce ko la da dia
ele
yin ga la god chukan klan yin ke ba mon jang ro ta wayet yin kini ro ta
ele
ton ben ya da kiran kan lat fi junu sudan a le ci mal sudan a le egypt ko be le kidan america ku yi wan lat ku yi wan ga ciem ko ba iden fi junu sudan na kin yi wan asa kir ma yari na kinam dum a kin dom ma kin jenena fi junu sudan companies aliu yi
UN
wan ku yi
nga
wasa junu
UN
sudan
nga
ko ja to
UN nga chini
Ina sa injira by pandu ni inji jai bala lui ba pandu la lo into hotel right now. Kuna yo ko
tapi
yiki
nga yin
inong bal
chocolate kuna
yakun
ba ni
inong
la
ko
de
loy
kai
ko
na
wabu.
ya wa kula arbi hotel item ti da kula arbi hotel item ma tai ma na lu ba lai wal bu pel wa relwel ka le ni wa ke
Akwai
hotel en chi ni tu ka ni hotel
akwai tengana ina bo for one day or I'm for 1 week. kunang iran jamin ci buk bay bay no pi yo
akular pi na ba na bay ka jiwan bay ka dangala lu pi pe wo kale wa
in ci Canada nyang pin nyang pin ngana kwa in ci Canada nyang pin kulwele bay ci pia so we need to see you gira pandu in lo activities ku kan buku duk chen wa email kan buku ngai bay ci pia
ani cha kera na ni karfani ta Uganda ani karfani cha kera Uganda ta chan kartu
ku ci na lu junu Sudan kwa
mara hotel
ci pia buku duk chen ga we need to see you we need to see you tin ci bay lo wi la ni na
ben ba ni hotel ay wa nu ji hotel ni na lo ai wa ci jog le kala do anjo a cha ban jo ku na ban ka be di ni dia ku le na kwa ya fa la yin jo gen
ya wi ku buwa ni na wo nyan ma cham buku ya jam wo yi ko e mi pan to
ya pa do wa ni ba akula pi de pa ka na wa ku ka ya pe war bi mo kai ba na gwa bu ka ya pe le che gwi chi na
wo ga chi bi jam ka ter wo jam ka chi jam ka ter
du ko
we are not talking about ka ter we are talking right now about the South Sudan forward in ji jam kwa an ji duk chien gal we ya kon bagar do ko chien we ko to America utel alek vi junub Sudan utel ben wa gala nyutin wa de alek cham ko in chu tingasa in to utel ja kwa na ikilo nyu
ta mo na hotel ra ke
do pando kwa ko wo duk chien da ngi ba ji pya
hotel ra ke do
na ken yu long kin ji cham kuna ken ko la ko na kan baro mani ko
ti ba ga ke ne be ka
kin ji cham in kin ki lui fi South Sudan e balim cham bi mi to we ku nin e lazim bakalim nte teknoran bi mi ra wa ka yi oran to kuma yi oran to somewhere kuna yo ku yitini to pi junu Sudan in ki lui kun ji da ba panu ni uteri da ken lum o na ken le min ki mi o na ken di au Facebook ni tan jam ba
na gi na ji to ga yi
ki yo pa
nan ti
dan bu ya tin ki ya okay dia pa how can we keep that land on peace
ka be ka in chu pa ka dia ta akon in ja ya pin ki ya da pin ya wade ne ya pol ba wadi luel du wel bu atin ku jalo akular bi in ju ba ten e in ju ba na gwai kai bu ka ya pin kulor ba nyuwa kuleli jiran gwaj biran pe rana chawi balwerin ko ngi nin aka lo ene jiran cha gwaj bu pel ju ba ten min dana re ran hotel kani ayi tunga ni la nom ruor kun ki ta ku ban nai ten war tar na lo yu ka che ka be ro lew chi suong du ko go jal ba du chen ko jale la pa da li mam de la ya lim kan che li ma ta ana lim nyam yu ku lim din ti am ba pan gen du da nen adi li bi ata ai hotel bi anen ran chi to ya ta ayi rana kula ri jorot kale ka sungur ne biyin pan cho junu ene chin bam ben war ka idu galam nam tar yang dun chin kai gwai bi ka ja pen chirer ge ya na rer ka yin ko kuna nyoi ten ka ya ne pi ngana cho la kwala kwi do gorial kuna ya kwala kwi do gorial kula ar pan ayan din kale ma kwala kwi do chiben ku mo jan ta ni na tin lar chin kir ma ya re na ban di de mai bai kale ma kwala kwi do chiben ya ke de ni nen tin na la artin ngadi wal maroli kulala na chipen kale ma kwala ku de chipen ana man garia ana symbol of gorial ana cheran pap ana symbol of gorial ayini ran war ba ke symbol mur ina dok la toy du hotel ke jitunga to ja kwan wolin hotel to ja kwan wolin hotel sleep with respect again ke man garia a symbol of peace a symbol of unity symbol of development in goria keeping gale gariala kwala kwitene chechinta arburut gut ana kwal chupa kwal tu en kiaro chola kwala kwitu na jam ka man bai ana jam aliya jako yina kula arbin barur baka nyudo tartena goryo barur nyudo goryo ten chen chi la rirno chen ke chi la patla sejini la yin bi tai panaki mun panaki le panaki e panakim ngo gane itai tene gola ya panakim gwe akona mi da ki dal mo kwele ka gwe di na ba le mi ti are ta fa kware hotel da nyu jan hotel ke internet chit kana yich da nyu jan hotel ka yich be chira ndogan bile la kwa nyu le re kala kurar kala en chawi na nyu hotel ka chira ba ba ban yop chu kule la kwa ya bied akwa du ben jam akwa loy kuna kwa choro de tia gola ngadi a cheke ka yich ke en kana nyu hotel and we ran value direction and we ran value control and we ran broad okay better than me and chi an pan di kwan ke hotel na la wi mo bo ro tia ne ko tia ro du nyi ba ko che mo bang wai bu pel kai na ben yal thana ya fat bo wadi lwel bu bak na ya gwe je na le lin kan gwa jira Sweden kai ki chamben junu gwe du o ga da yen ta na yirur tiak wedin kulo mo pul one man ku ban mo det bay ku ka chir ku ngi bi mo der rur ka dem rur ka baro a chan wa mun kar wona kito rur ka baro wa chan wa wona kito ko chen gwe was kan gwe du moan kawaja moan Jamaica moan West Africa moan ngadi aye ja kwara ban tare ke yinde gwe du gwe yinde kulela ko ye ko la kwa nan chui le chele we gun bi an ba jam na jam ke ga mer ka yi te ina yo ka ngui nin ti tor ke tu pien tor ke ji ban tor ke bi ko le cham di lu protect cham di chu kwal kulela ka ja bet cham junub Sudan e cham di I must protect it from everybody chori murlani ka lura chen murani ba ba be cham junub dulu el ka mer karot ba chan ta bor du ma ten ka lura chen tin ba bebe en hak jinu so dulu el ina tar ke kwara rai pan rana yu ka to gal yam jinu bi ka chapal ay dola to gal yam jinu bi ka chapal kala ra to kuna lang ka ter bi ko de ka met chan di tin bi yo to kai na ba ni be ya chola wadi ta mor du chalu deliver ki man pizza pin na ma tani na gwai pin na ma ben sura du chi kwara lu download gwe no la da ci bala nok ba mur gwa yo ankin ko yine nak bal pan cho Sweden ba mur ba lu deliver tin ko ba ta wo status ta Facebook ko to ajin bok ko ji tieng ko mur di mur du ci lu download good lesbian a ci ran ci mu du gwe ji lat kay ya gwen ci mur lu deliver ci man pizza yi mur gam mur du ca gam pin no ca ran to ca gam pin no na la ta lu yen ka loit so na bani bela bar ka yite ro du ba ka lela kala ka lel ka kwen ka ya bar ka yidu dita in ya go metin gut yo mor du ang ya ka to ka dere ka ang ya ka to du la ka gwa di no bala dan gwen ku jin mor di go
akwai nyan kai gwe ja chi bai bi chok pin cha le ke jo gwe chak la ke nyan da tu kwen ke ran chi loi tan mana ki da ka wa ja gwa ja kan da to a cha gwa ja pe di kawaja kana cha gwa ku dia na cha gwa ku do na cha gwa a chin kana gwa nyana gwe kana chi a simple ke dia mo ga ba Sudan a simple thing gwe ja chi a big issue the big issue a forward of Sudan
yin na jogen balada na mi ke simple na la gwe
akwa the big issue a forward of Sudan du ka ji tin ni gwe kana ya personal okay gwe dia a chin ka wara na kwa chin ka le dia da ngek go
Ena chin ya mun ka pe do ba chu ka ga kila yin jogen da la gwe
your problem kin understanding is very difficult to know in it secondly yin kan liam ni min kan liam ni ke cho siyasa ku jala family ay ga la mari ku jala ni dia mi
la pai la pe ne patak yin ni lu ya na ta
akwa yin chin jam gal ba chen kin bi wo hun te de kin point yin jam
ni ka na ti di na ngi mo ndu dit kan ni ko chen da
era lera re dia ko lera pinga kan ba ko
ko
ku
ku de ro ko ro di je dia pa ro di nu
pingan an che la yang boy yo la ko yang boy chin ni chama go ban an le ba cha
ba chan ka wi ya ka dang du no kwa du di cha tek pin nom ga nga wi jen ra wi jen
akwal dien kana ko mo kana to a che gan ko lat e ko mo kana to okay
ma ke mo kana to yin mu ko tong mur nya na chi de yin mu ko to ga no wi na la dan
ku yin kin na kwa yin ko chol ku le bar bai chi pia ba ke chien ko ka ya ni shwari ai kwa chin lo loi to juba e mur na kan mur ra jin chi cham ku mi ba na ma ku an che bai ju ku we
mo du ai we Sweden bi cham mo du ai we Sweden bi ka cham ko yin ko la yin wa chi du wi mur ai we Sweden bi ro nu
chen ba income ke ku nu pinga economic can buy more than 2,500 by 10 to know hukuma we'll get but nyang bin ku jala sa Sudan can be ana tag all the time can buy you to you
resident ye
bu ko jala limno
in ba resident in a die Sweden nothing mo yilom Sweden we ku ti gorlo
akwa until lumu we wakwa until lumu okay
kala mutin ke mu ngot kala woni mu ro
mugrad mudia in the way when until jam ga okay
ai jira jiru ku mu ya Sweden
but anh cha ta right.
Anh chưa có ai quên. Quên lên cái chú con nó bù ra cái cô nào biết.
Anh ấy tiag ra nó nhiều, cô bên nó có bài yoga không? Anh ấy tiag ra nó
cái
nhiều,
quyền
cái cái gì tiag nào?
Cái quyền giúp. Cô chỉ đi nó quyền giúp.
Ra nó tiag nhiều.
Nó quyền giúp cô chỉ đi nó là business mua được lui thì nó là thế này, web business chính cái
A wedding business yes. A wedding is business, but we will lump and divorce and be myself. That is it.
Mà quên cái chú này chú lúc bên nào quên, cái chú quên thì cái quên để ra để chú bài á đóng vào.
Nào quên có gì nữa hoàng cái lấy bài chứ biết buộc tôi chiên bao cái giá man nhìn.
Bài biết bài á, quên cái chú quên chú lúc mà quên chỉ là chú quên chú lúc bị bài bán nha. Ông quên chỉ là lấy cả bài á đóng một đồ tar cái này chú không phải chú
lim pana yên đi ra cho yên rồi anh lấy qua nhà lim nông coi. Okay bài bài chứ piat aku aja chia chia lian men bài chứ piat chia bukan limpah nak kira bang chia anda la limpah nak kira kuat duka iben wen ni na ye mio je wo pan kira ni limpah nak
Sudan is open for everybody but exception to agwe ba le ka bài ba na dom bài bran mo ya dom chứ mình cho cái tar chu ko
yeah no mo to juba za kin mo nya tin juba that is the problem
agwe chi ni lu wedding 1 month ira we cha mo chen ka chu mo đi nữa cho là nó mà cho là cái gì đâu ai đâu
à le ba wedding loy 1 week ku jad we ku jang that is my problem
chi ja we ba to
e yin ga
chi ja we
ba ji mo sa ki da kwa yin la gwa ji mo abi ai mo ba
ji gwa mo abi ai chung yan ba ko na tin anh ko na cha thiên ni ni no lo ya ra ka che wan pa ne ni gwa ja ni ne gwa we ko we ya ra ki ko na cha ko na cha
akwa nyana
cha da
akwa duka ye ni rana wa me ni rana wa me
tin sen da ba ke na di lo me mi do la
akwa you are just a liar akwa men ka ida e ga na cha yogo power du nong ran du ni mi ke bara pal bi nya che ba ko bena lu bullying o ba ko bena la ki ye la limpa
da we ba you di we ka de ka lu spend per day we ba you di you want me to show you how much do I spend per day
acha ko ba
we ba you di how much do I spend per day
anchi we ba wo ku ngi cin ki ba ngi wo ku yi
mur ko
welia ke ke ba
ke mur ko mura ko la ku do goria mura ko la ku do mai da riang ma tu goria
ku da che ko yin da kwa e che ko yin she was a woman of everybody
cha pinga ko che jam le ma di ko li wara ya biet e tin ni ro lo la ka ka tin ni te ko bi ki na yan tu ngora ki bo ni an ki bo bio ngora ko te kan bai ke we ga
anh jam cùng người
anh nói cái gì vậy? Nó là tiếng nhà cam bây giờ bây giờ khi nào một tin nào quay cho em quay ở cái là bác tiếng gì?
Akul, tiếng nào vậy? Ever had nyari chamo kwa jam cái nào kwa chamo because in so difficult because non cái tin in con de mau của cho bên jam cái that is a big problem.
Này chỉ đang mà mình chỉ nó lo giờ rồi chỉ mau cái gì nữa đuổi
cái bên jam in con de mau bay nằm chia mau của cho cái bên ngoài ni jam kwa jam do bi jar yang non ko ja pe di jam ko ke ya le ki na liu ira yi ji we ti ma re ni
we ko ni da o gen nga di deng mo cha do ko ni na di wa che ni ra deng wa nga pa ni na pa ni
ni cha brown an ti cha ga brown ni cha brown already
ran pe muri ko ni bi te ko ma jan kuran che mu de ju da
ni ko ra pe ni chin ke pe ni da gula mo ga che pe already ma char bal mi ti ran ben ting
murwar pa ni ba te ko ba te no be den mur te no be
angi
ya par ka ya ni tar ke ga ban ti la ga mur ja dum ti la gar kala ele ka to ga ya
ini kila gem bongong ten juba nyan kai ba legi be careful ten juba kan ko babbe ba ko ben ten ya nyan be careful ten ngi cer legi mit kun nga
anu bai mo ji ay mo du chen sen do bad gen apa dia ka wa ja ke ina ya tu ri dong ka wa mu ta
kita da kidun jalle wala
mo du ji dong ka ya wa mu tar ya ku tim wa da ye ne ku tim ya le yom ni ngo yom na ya churu le di dem ka yen kan ya
akwa nyana yi le da ki belewe
kurcin gor yi le da yin ko pi ja kol la ko ne da ma da kai ku no ko ya ja bala da re
ko balege na kwa ko balege
mu ji dan ka la gi da kwai mo ndi ka wa ja ku lor ku na ku kai be kwai mo ka wa ja ku na ku lor mo ja mai kai ba bai ba ya ba tar ka ya nyan mo ja ku le ni ne ja
my business, long your business go man. Your business to you tell
Ngui chia
you
business you kui da ba na ku
you vegetar HIV,
ngui ba na
you
ku mo
vegetar
ji ni jwa te pa du
you vegetar hepatitis C, nyana kena we wa kwat. Bayendi.
te bai ta pa tai si ngadi yin trai pai ka liu ki tar ni rang wai ro di cher ya ro di da ka kwai ro pin sen
Tanya ro ka to kana wan.
tai ro ngut pai mur
Yin
pai
kina
mur
pata.
mune bali no ko bura ni wa pen mune yi mur pe ni pe no ban che mur ci ga modu ki ga ke ro di ke ja mal modi ci chor ro di na tin ke mian modu ka ben ba nyak ba ki jam ke ya na ko
nyan ka na beautiful the
aku
mudian
no ko
kana
ben
ping.
aku
Kudu
no
yin kila gumut kina nyana yin kila koy loy ni.
oyo
Wan piu la
purnale
lu
ka
de
ngang
piu
jala
to
tera ne to ko la
lo de piu yin to ril we kwat la
aka
me to piu. Me to piu chol ke taw ke to ke piu ba ja be
de
jam kana.
mo du chuk tin yang ka e jam ka ku na ku du ka nge ki ja tin dang gol dang ye to ka de pe
Akwa
ka to
nyana.
tin ci rol ka ci run ci to rol kan e mur ci rol ci man tuang du ba te ni re ci to ci kan
Akwa ni wol.
mian mu re tin
Yin
to mian mu re tin to kana tin to
yo ngu ta
ku
to
loy
mana
duang
kwat
du
ba ja le ga ke
to
to
du
ke
ka
chir
taw
ngo.
yin ci to ka
Yin
jwan
jam
ci
kira
to ci to
piat pin
kwen
jinu
e
dani
tan
kai
mo
la
du
in
kan
shetan ni na kwat. In
ai je
shetan ni.
shetan
In shetan ni.
ayana mamya ini cetan ka
In
wil mur ko
shetan
mura
ni.
pe ni ka
In shetan kwat. In shetan ni.
cetan ne yin nom jale
Ye
ya
le ba
ke ya
lat dora lat monja ngalat nuar lat amarka lat ngagal ki ko ba ka ya lat ben ca yen nai che jogi na
apa
pe
da
de ni
panda cuma ni mu
e
war pa
pano
ni
le
ni
ja
tar ba
kwat
ba wil ta ba
pan
ba
pan
wil mur mur
lora
ke dia
yo
ben
ni ko
kuli
lat
ka
e
ba
pano ko ba chok pinya
ai
kwat
wil
long salam
panda
to
ke ka
ni
yam tar ke amerika wil junu kan tar ke yen
long salam to
e
ni na
sweden
kwat
ne wil junu cuma
akin
war
salam
wil
to
junu
ni
ba
ra
mura
ne
pe
ni
junu
ma
mur
to
kiri
bra
ya ke
ni
ne
ma
ba
to
pe
bra
junu
ni
sudan en ka
iran
tar ke yin
corruption
dule ga ka
iran corruption kwat iran corruption ni in kiran forward of
ai ke
south sudan din ke ko lat in kiran la tuang junu
apa
sudan
da
ken junu sudan ay loy ko ke dia including men
aya le din ko da yu ka ra junu ba ja pu ti mani mun wa bi mur ba pe ni junu ba le yen yin mur
you know
junu
where
bin
I'm
kan
being
wala
at
ka
quite
ke pu junu
Lord in the system
ai
in
ta
Junub
ran ke
Sudan
yen
garin ke
wa
yokira
bin
o
junu ba
gabiye
ka ba na ba du ka ya pe je pe den ye ku do ko ni ka
kudia
ba ju
pe
ka pe
de ni
ye
na
pe
quite ina pe de
yin
ni
na
na
pe
quite
no
ina pe number 1 pe Junub Sudan garin ina pe ay le do ran lat ku ngi dit ke do ale in lat nuer in lat kriye ban yi ban lat jol ke leki ma yari anong mi kuna to fi Libya tana to ye lag ba kala be ya quite mu ba ka bena no pa ni mi
abu tu
len to pan ka waje mi to Libya ba
ya
ba
era
kala
ni
yin
panden ga butu ga na kila canada kwa
mi
ti tu
kito
libya
Libya
tyo ga
ka
tyo ga
ba la
tik tuk
yin
an kila du canada da ngi yin ba nu ni butu rot canada cha tim ban kila du junu ba kwaran
Ina
ki
duk
panden
ina
butu
kaya la
panden
limuto.
cuma dure ri sudan ni ngatu punya
Ke lim kene ye din
ran
sa
ni
Sudan
cha
le
panden
loy.
ni du canada ba
In kilo
canada
junub
ta
Sudan le
ta
loy
pin
akwat.
partienda
In lo junub Sudan ba la lim panakir ma yari bakay bana anway ni jam den ye la
mu
champanakir ma
cha
yari la lim tun all the time akwat.
mu cha ali
Bi
alim alim
la
pan
lim
junu
long
ba
ma
alim
yendi.
atum di
Ku bakay
aduang dia
bana
ra
la
junu
we we
dan
la lim
kina da re
panakir.
ren yigi na
Instead
le makuma
la luya
sweden
ina kwat.
sweden ne
Kena
biedi
la lim ku palwa pen ku
awu
luya.
ina
Lo
kuma
lim na yin
sweden
pol
ali
to
me
kwat
yana
ku pal
biedi
jam.
ke ga biedi ga
Long
kuma sweden ni da yaptin bi akuma en ke ga mu
aku ma muksura ya nen
awu
biye.
tem kula
Lazim
ya
bika mu.
sweden
Lazim bika mu ka kwat.
ba ina lazim bi kuma junu ba mu ga yan man junu
Ki du oben
yin
tol
da
ben
la la jip yo
du kay
sweden
ben
bi
lat
la
akwat
mera
du
ku
kay
ba
ben lat na ca yogo ku tuduni la
akuma
cham
junu
kriye
ba
biet
mu ga na
na
hak
bu
di bi akuma
tin
junu
kala
ba
bi
mu
biet lo lo your
wa
own business du kay lat
biya
sak
na yi
so
min
mi
je biya
buta
min
sudan
tar
chala
kan
jam
kai
mi
kai
me
tan
chok
kai
chala
ku
jam
kuma
akwat
sweden
minister
akuma sweden
sudan
na
me
mu
chok
kin
chala
bi
jam
tar kai kai
ku iran
cara
loy to
mutu
pan
ba
kir gana kud ba biet iran la limpane kiri
na
gana ina la
ayini
limpane
ram
kiri
ya ya
jal biet
kuma sweden to nguchin biad
an
kwa
che ko
kuma
lat
sweden
tin we
ku
ko
bin
ko ban chama ku da lem
ami
gu
ala
bai tan
ayin bi
an
ko
che ko
la
lat bai
akula
tan
mo ji ko kam sin
ya ko
dollar
lat
kulu
e
ka
ka
lu la
kiti
ku we ku chol
an che ko lat
chen tuer kana ko
officially ten chamu ko an cham kwan bit
ina la
kunani ni ran le
ndi
kir
ina lu
mudi
ku
nye
le
to
pri
pana
da
kir
na bi
wi ran
ina
pana
la
kir
ina
sudan
chai la ina kuma la mi ko la wi ke ma ya
because akuma chu ko palwe e mi dai ta banin bai ke am ke ladwan
ni ta
bana
ba ni
chen
mo
le
ngadi
sa
che
sudan la
ta ba
twen
ni ku ti ke ta ba
yin
je ka bu ni
ting wan ela lat go
ni
jal
ku
ken ting wan
ti
ela
ka
lat
ka
ku
bu
men
ga
tin
ni la
ko
ku
in
ma ke
se
la
dom
le
ye
di
to
na
ko
we
ti ting
ni
wan la lim
ka
long in
ti
ken
bu
ko
bu
ye wen tin ko cham go nyong ni
kam
ni me
sin
jam
dollar lu ni bu lo pa bi ma ko ko
yo
ni
ngin
we
ting wan la
kam ni
nyong
to la
ni
de chol ni
wan
chol
ting
ni
lo bai
la de
panduna
chol
kwa
ni
wan
Wei
kini
ku
lo
nyen
bai
ngong e
pan
madi ku le ni jam.
akwaje wan inji lo bai pandun inji ku ting wan inji lo bai pandun ku yela le spele wa ye go ting dit kun go ilim
Ka
nu
yu panda ka ya
ngoni
pur.
na nyong
Ka ya pur
ngoni na
panda.
nyong we ku yela la
Gar ya lo ga pura ba we ku kwai refugee camp. Wo ga pur panda wo ga pura. Wa
ye
ju
robi
mi
ji oli
mi ka
wetin ke we
waja.
ye robi ji
Awe ku kwai pura
oli
we ku
wetin
ya refugee camp na le
ye
kat
robi
kwai be refugee
ji
camp
oli
kwai tin.
wetin akwaje
Wo wa ku refugee camp. Panda
duka
ka
ya
yu
ka
ku
lim
la
pana
ka
ke
ya
dir
pur.
kana akwaje e ba ka la
Wo
no
ga
nim
pur
pana
panda.
ke ri
Kan
lim
chol
din
gar ya. Kan chol gar ya lo
yin
ga pur
pan
tin
ya to
chol
kan
refugee
ko
camp.
belat
Wo ga ku ka waja. Wa ku ka waja panda an chol go goria. Wo ga pur yi rian la. Lakin
nang
wega
dur
mo
ko fi go
tian
ri
refugee
ala
camp
akwaje
ita mo kai ku
ke
refugee mu gara
go ri ala
amu
nang
ga
del su
du
fi
ki tan garang
akwaje
ma pur ro
go
mo
ri
chak
ala nang del ka tin su ka lim su duka kin to akwaje ko ben waral ko no fi go ri ala we kin che
ka
wer we to
gori
libya
ache gori
we to egypt
aye gori ara pande na pur wo ga pur
ye
bana wa
panoril
pur ya da
ketin go ri
ka
ala
ta
akwaje
nyodin wa
wekin
ra pan chol
Chad,
gar ya la ta
Chad,
nyodin
we
ku
to
pur wo
Congo, we to everywhere, quite,
lo
we
nyang
to all Arab. We lim duga.
ya pat ba ke de kam ter ba ya lu ja na ya ben ku gur wadi ka yin kan ta pin ba kan ngi da ke chol civil talk iran pat ba ja akon refugee kama ki chagren garia tale yin garia lu tini yu kai kara tin kai pur kaya pura o ga pur yalda o ga pura tam da o ga pur duom ka ku bu ka pi en ki o ga le refugee kama fyok to ka ku chalo mi go ria la refugee kama fyok ka to bra na la pur ka we ga mo ga gwe gule ga la ku dune cha yu en mu ka de we ga le we ga pur ya lun ka chop ku yu en chop ku ben ku bu lo pi ria da da e pu tong cho là con mà giúp kule wa chu yuen dok bu pur ku ta ga po ku tu ku pa ni ngadi en pur ko pa ni ngadi che pur e ngadi mu yuen ko ngadi chi yuen mu e ka dien yui ba la gi ba mat da ka ga ro ga ke yegi du le li na mu ko kuma kuna yin chi na mu ko kuma Sweden kun miet ku a chi ku ma Sweden a chi nyai chin yin ja lo gwe ji rot ba cha le ba ku le la yin na wi ba jam kala ku du wi ba le kala da ko ngula da na kon ka yi pir mur mura sur biro ra lu tra biro mu ge ne ko tonga ye ngwen ka dian ju kwai di cha du ba pan chwa junub Sudan cha du junub a cha na ran ti ne go kan ka le baro bam tie ba ngudi ba ba yu na cha diop nya ken bi ka wa je ja tie ba che mur go ga jor ka wa ja ken ku mo ru kin ja wa fi ai fin ka wa ya no mur bu mur dong ma chi jal fit le la yin wi balang ka le la kwai ke kwai la da ne shetan na shetan ne we chawati e du da gwai ti mur ya ka bene le ka bai le ka rai kai po ar ko ya pat chole wadi ta na cha wadi lwel ka ban ka di ping dur yoy wadi ba chi pung ko le ka wadwa bet
Quite, do ne ka de na quite, you ka de
ai ti ka
nyana.
te
Yung ya te mo ini atit ku chalin bag yung ya te mo.
ai na pol ba wadi lwel ko le wadu kala da ne bi den cha yi 1 minute ku yi ka 1 minute lwel ku
Okay. You know quite. Kila kin. Kina yan yoga ya muri la gam mudu kina yela gam ma jan kina ija gwaji cha bam dakti ke inchila gwetar gunuria ko HIV yung ja la gwaji dakti to juba kan. Yung lo ga bi cho.
thank you cha jo bet dak tu nyot bi ga gwai ka chi gwich an che muri che ka ya gam pa lan mur ka na murala patai det expensive ko gwer bu den chi munina tingan kuria ku ngadia are more expensive dan muri ba jara bi ai chu muri na la ta gwajat ka red sen bulu na le woy to kala pyramid na woy ka ke quality mur la na che mur de le gwa ga da bi angor ki gwa do na bi ai chu ke die na vie ji ne na kin mo du ngui na jaro di chi job kulor ku na ke bi to ku dam ti ki go bri yo kin ken ka to ke yin re ku du
Oh my goodness, oh my
wala
goodness.
wala dol bala te mo ndi ka wa ye nok tena kular ku lo du ku be mo jamaica ko ko chi mar mo lon chi na ba nok tar wa cha nok de changi ku ban du kin chi mo ndat ba ba mo lo mo da rur
Oh
be
my
ja da
goodness.
ku ma wi
Kwenye
ba
mo
lo
an
ku
chen na gro. An chen na gro kwa an chen na gro an
de
che jogenen.
de no ke ru ra
Yin
kular cha ka ya ga ko
inchu wol ma ko kan ken no kra nge chol nga moy dun wan moy do dun kana win dun moy do a chen no kan da baya go ta ka kin. Akwai. Ini kini dora yelat 24/7. We duor we chaga we duor yal ke we duor. Kuin ti mi ko dora kwa. Inken di mi monja. Tiang we ara an ti di monja ko mur sa ga ja gam kedang kawaja. Mur kini me. Kuin kini ti di mi ko dora. Ke mu cha di monja ni. Ke jela be ga chok ba ja be monja ni.
Tiếp tục trả cho cha. Cho là bà phát. Đốt điện nào có lát cha điện mịt chiến cái cha giọt cái cha thuốc bản đen mà nó rét thêm ra junub thế. Cho mà tô mình có tô cái cha thuốc cái chiến ni. Khi cái mịt đùa đến khi cái mũ càng kẹt chéo ngoan giang khi cái chiang cái bè và cái thuốc junub cái gặp phía tổng ngoan giang cái phía cái chiang chỉ pin cái quân đi luyện lan cho cha nào quanh quân. Đây luyện lan cho cha nào quanh quân mà cốt. Anh mọi người riang. Đàn mình chỉ bé nào đốt. Kerajaan ini kini inci gua min wanjir. Keluar ku jat ke kawaja biaya en muke. Kulela anak tuan yang cuma mit 12 years kan mit kan mu wan kawaja. Ka kawaja ke mu mit ku. Yo ku po ka bi am wanjir kan mit kun ka.
Mitin nga.
Dada ke ke ro.
Mitin monja.
Bicara wanjir ke da kwa mu kawaja. Inci gua mu den kan yan wanjir.
Saya kawaja betal ku bala lok. Cindang matun.
Tana bi ke ga mo anjing tuna waden ba ka bu ye nyan mo anjang ka yitorot ba ke ga pyai to mo anjang ku pyai ke kyang mo anjang ku lot twen lakini ni ku kyang mo anjang mur ki re ya pe ni chin ko pin no ba cha ke nyan mo anjang loy kin nyan mo anjang mur pe ni ko yan ki ni na pe ni pin no bi kwaranti e to kana in bin no ma ya we la yin cha rasa bi ko din gwa jamaica a cha ke ya mo anjang lo ku lar gwa duaran an ki am no loy chi mendo Queen kina way no what chul Jamaica en lay no loy ka chira kun ka acha ka ta kan kulor to kumura cha matin waden chika waya igwa acha ka ta loy pieding ja nyan wan jang wai do ana turot para te go lor twen
okay
lor twen
ke ba lakin kina mura en only power to kan yi na kan mur lat ka chin ti chemin pan na kan ko lat in cham that is your life that all the time because in the yoga income for YouTube, for Facebook, everywhere. Because until we fight, no
thank you. Kachita ina tientun jala fit kun murka ya gwaj bin weyok. We are kinang what I young, quite beautiful, educated. Beautiful and educated at the same time. Nagarlu, Ayanalu. Gormont Yagan can move me by. I get him to Monday can ya, can't you do what you ton Kawaja. But lose surrender. Kulera Wajan Takwan, you quite could me the Indu. Who me the idea of their cake, I get us a coolage. Quare by Pandan catch a game by a can eat it. Kujani General. Palel Matena na Payana Gurma Kamoyatiaga and Rajar Kachimia ya kuna ini kuar ci gue ci dal ba mural we deliver ci man pizza in social media kayini ci nom level kayan dulu ana pirlot a ci lo den piran ba biat matina piak wedding ba biat pa ba lela bit for 1 month pa pung wedding akwa ci loy why because the lela akwa ci pan
to jam ba gidi ja bebe
ba mer cial ba mer cial kala ba mer ciaran kaleran ke ma mal ka jamal ci akal wel pa ba wel ki
akwai ware ni Canada kana mit kuai aka toka yin Musa okay anti ben pan kana anti nom rar wai ke en okay kuen an tuanya che gwejen nyang an mit chepin mit kin ga ka moke okay kuna chata ji musaj pa ke 6 months in the hospital they have to find someone that will take care of my children na la ben de musaj pa kana acha bogu lega kuma and with family care bimit ya tat kubala da no because anta banan chi mung mi da cha lo ka twan no medical problem. Go kuma go will buy biki 6,000 men to galip ka dia per monthly. Okay? Tingana aya juru is like anti. Tingdun to Uganda yemia wo re buy ka mikura muke anti. Aki mon janga Uganda ka muke. Eto. Kumida jaka nyang Uganda. Okay? Kura muka buy Uganda ka muke gen ketal. At the same time kawaja ka ya kuma yewe bimike begatat. Akin ke diet. Elo ya ke to employ them. Okay, Chambuko, Monjang, Chamamandi Ben Mokunut by Tanaliu. A child by a year and Sakiran, Land Chang, Akumaka, I will believe because of Kumanga Bian, and I will believe at all. Okay, second, Yogla, and Jimmy Young because of weight. A chin man can young because of weight. Mikinaka Moka, Min Africa, Bokan, and Min Africa, Ben by 10K. Hey, I'm fine. Yes, I'm talking here with them. So, okay. Yang penyikin gue. Okay. Kuren kaman ke atuan. Kunang relationship kena kan le balu ka chen luai ke. An kira ta uteli cuman kira ta uteli ba gue ba mat kelim. Ba gue ba mat kelim cuman rerin uteli kena. Ini lim 24/7. Ilim ti kira yok and kui mat gue mat yan za gue chini me ko chin ko yen. Jadi kau kuat. Yin, aja orang warin gue jauh kuat.
Aku nak jam 5 minutes. Kalau benjang, cara coba jam.
Mini ikan
cara jam. 5 minutes. 5 minutes aja lo yang jam 5 minutes. Thank you. Aja lo lah. Lalu mungkin mir ku kaya tuan aku mah. Aku lah arti nak lin tuannya nom tuan mir ku baka gama aku mah. Ku lelin cuy mumu. Wah inka tu buat deket tu buat di luar terap. Wah inka lelku mah di juncin ka penga cinyai cin. Wah deh na ina gue hero kun ni bay. Na jam wan kun nom bay. Kaya jalum tin buktiang na lay dam kaya bay. Go mi go ka dam bay cin na nyai mi dini cituannya nom. Wah ina lelku mah di ku bar. Ku bar thanda kaya bana ku bay bay apa roteli.
Problem.
Boy ban kat barin kan ju ba tan baror ba na gwai baror apel e gwe kena loy kena number 1 kerara ko di video dun chale war kala ran ta gwai pel kala ror ko ka gwai ba ka ngong yin ku yiri ju gwai ku ni ju lo kala ju gwai sis la ju gwai aga ja ba lo ju ba tan ko lar bi yin war chi ro wan krem ku jo ben ke yan du di ku twe du di chi gai wala la ti ka chi yo jo ben ba ya pe ni ten ku pe ni ten eto Inja yoga ya nana pir gue kuliah. Very good. Mirkyu. Ya na rod kuliah almatin ka murdian highway. Karane taye ten ka chalum.
Okay.
Kake mo yumasul mo nyalwel Akuac Wol go to Dubai. Let's go and talk in Dubai. Let's go and talk in Nairobi. Wong mutin baby muchi garnum kala chora de yab German bi na tingin. Kamonyo kuliah ka gar ne na murdian kan kayak. In less than 1 minute. Because na bien mes gayen ka nyana ben kiden kala ba bien ba chal ka nyane moy chal kulela this is my daughter, this is my wife kuyin gini gwaji nyina ba o kala ke tong nun chira jwan chi non twen en gwaji ne ten ju ba ten wan ke krem kuyin kilim ku burdi
Oh my goodness.
chana dio na murna chana chul ka bet ke cho ka nimtin ka martin amar ka chul ka bet tar tat chira chana timtin kula chul ka bet amar antar ke wadu ko ku jale lin ja jame ni ku aka wajar ke chin ka lu surrender tin waden bal du che bal lo bal chi ka waja mul kulel mi ka nye ke chin ku bal dia bal chi mi chi to nan ka waja kulel anywhere you want to go you are responsible mom timun ware ran Canada un miet ke jiban chop ko am pel miet ke ba ka yegan because ang ya responsible an cha gwen ma no mar man dio ku yin gini na gwaj ba no mar man tai yo te na cha na man du ka dirwa ju gup en ko war nyai mi zi ku jan miet ke ba ka be ten un cha miet ke ba Africa a cha mat ke mi na le no ku mi na ri den ku mi u le ni ken ku mi wai ken ku mi kai ma ke yan ku bi pye tong mo yang ku bi ga chen ke de cho relative my cousin my brother, my sister. En re ke Uganda mutin arer ke family, big family. En chalu create in Uganda. I can be ke be ke that your cousin, brother, auntie, cousin, mama, uncle. I keep payment ke me ke. Kuyi mandu. E ka waje en jole muk. Bi ka waje ja pay gwe. A pyo chen po. A pyo lesbianism. A pyo kasal. A pyo de mau. A pyo de dra. Ko ngolo yin waj mu yuwe. Muraye jalu deliver pizza gue kay panyi tartin kan ba gue di kay na panyi tartin ping no bet lela wa batien ke modi my pussy here my pussy is clean ba jala bu ngo ya bu ko
Inji to ka kwat.
ba mel
Akwat.
inja pol
Ke ba lekin ram bi ko lu win ke cho let aliu chambu ko yi na ke chi chakin lo na let kana kudu okay in chal ba lu win let because anong no a lot of responsibility
la bu de nga kudu no martin
inji deng akwat tien deng in chawat and a beautiful more than you inji deng akwat yi da egal inji deng ko ji inji dio chuk di rara ji chuk ka pe inji dir ba ko je chit ti mena waji pin yi raj inje kal tat pin inje den ai nyin kun chit ka gumut bas ke le baga yegin ke ding no ngin ba yu gop kan inje den kin ke ding no ngin an kin tu kon dit ba jam a kwai tien let en ben ko ja lui tin gram bi wor le da liu cham le den ke cha ke kan kwan dun ben gol tin di tin en let na kin ko lat kin chi cham na ke ko je wo war bu ko lum in chi cham e ke to ge mi no ngin ya ne e ke cho zazu in zazu ze in kran e cho ngo in wait batak to mon jang e cho ngo ira na chuoi ya na ba cha we la re bin chi jam ma re bi ira na chuoi so da na chuoi ke na alle bi jam ke ben ko lui kalam fari sakit because ngo to ira na chuoi ni iran che jam yi da ko in che jam yi ke cho li ke na ali no ngin so ba chak lat ke yin cha ko lu win let because ira na chuoi ya ko na ye junu sudan en jamin ko ye jen jamin ka che so po ba ko ja lat ke cho personal ba ko ja lat ko jem ba ko ja lat okay so we je lat ko man yin kinin chol ba ja wo chi jung a kol cha 24 ba ja wo ku ja la ko nyu chi chulnum e dong tin cha yo la ko ku ber be jal bo ku ber be wo ku la nyu chi chulnum ku ber be jal bo ku ber be wo ku la nyu chi chulnum Alhamdulillah wan cha tin chi lo bai ba mi be la nem ku be ba la duk chen cha din ko milan cha ga lum ku lo ga tian ten ku jo ga be na noi nim jinu sudan a chi pya e alen ko ri ni wasaka sa ki ra len wasaka ina mol cha mani yo ga la medical problem kana ina mol number 1 etok ina mol number 1 in they don't know you in a medical problem in kin school one to Canada kan le in kila na mol chi pal ni ina mol so na yan cha yo na mol ku ye gweje ne ye muto ba ya la 24/7 because na chi wi ba la 24/7 aye lo repeat ki cha lo repeat 24/7 cha wi ba lo repeat
bana ban jam bana pat chala ben jam ina fu ba ja ta den jam ke di chala ben jam akon kudu chemu rana le kudu kam mo chemu kudu bal ku de chala gwini de chi pat en kudu bi kon chana le kudu ka bal en wona ja ko ti tia kayin ti anyan pa ba nyen ba gwir la ni la chula yo kol ko na chi bo le la chula le utar kayin lu ben pe bu be tar pen ga kene chemu la kudu gwe gwindi de chi nya le cha ka di ka chala gwe ja gwin che nin ka chin en chul te ta yin yang bo le la yin to wi na tia ka yin tia ka chulu tar ke ta bi na te a cha le la pa la ke le de ni pa lu de fi de ni cheran to gira na ke ne let ka yin ti piren ke na pi ina yo nyan ten tu yin ka nyin du re chen ka ke tong dun chi ra jwan chi nong twen yin pir mor ku mor du ja mur na cho na ye nen ve la ka ta wa zani ka wara pal ka biran ve ka chok nom te ku yin piren na ya na lu mai dia du ngen men pir ka chi but be an but kwana wa ya ra par kwana wa pin nom ka wan bi ke ga ke ye da te na cha ye da gwe ka ga cha na cha ben bi ko mo ga chi da re man tin ka yin de ke ga ro ka ku du ne lwel en jimbi da cha ke ga tian tu Canada ay ka jot ba ka tian tu Uganda ko ja re re nin tul mom le tul bale mun kan nin tul mom na nin tin kam nyar yal bi moy tiel ka la murken ka nyaay ka marot ka ci be ci rande be yegen rande be ne godali ku modu kin mena ye mo nyaay ku la kay be tin yur ku la gorande ku kay be tin yur ku la gorande ruon to kan ci ror ka baro cin ka nyot ka kon ka ror kwa jin ku le ni jam kwai di
akwa ye
engo ci
ke ba la kin
engo ci kwai di ci na dal kwai di ci na dal ku barur ba kan nyot ka ror gwai ku yin gwai di de yin bo ji ne nyot an ci tiya ga ku an ci tiya nyariel an tiya nyaba kurura ma engo ka ror mor e ka ga lo ga de e ko ngod ku ma
akwa
si de
ye
ne dom
ina
ya
ya
du
la
kin
de
ma ja
ina ya la jol be ko ja kwa ina ya la ga la tong dien chi jwan chi nom luar kuna nga tong du la rong ke tong du chi tok chi to among tok chi to among tok chi to ku chi to sha be ten ke piao na chi piao ke ya tong ga na gim kun ga kula tong nen ke le rong chi tong dun ke ne ngu ko ba le la kwa in chi tok in la tok rong chi piao chi to ku jo gem mu ku mu nyin cho gum mu ti ngu ko ba le la kwa yin chi deng ni yin ko ja ben rai ni ma ko la kwit chara rin kun ja ga yog rin ben ga cham ja ko la kwit chara go ba kwa
Kwala kwit
ko la kwit ti chiri awan ja wani chi wa kana ko la kwit we che blood pandun amme kana ko la kwit yo rin len pana ko la kwit ben ta wi yet kwa che da wa ga is not really anong relate ka yin woni ga ben ta wi yet
Jaban ko cho la jale.
junu Sudan ko
Eh
la kwit ko chi wa ga
Jaban ko ba jaba legi. Nan cho la kwa won ma ko na bi mwai be gan mo nya kwala kwit na kwa ja kwala kwit bijala kwala kwit garia. Kwa bi mwai be gan mo nya bi wadit. Baba bi ba chi jor wai ka yen kada ba chi riya ma bi mwai be kada. Nga kan chi ko bi mwai be kwai ba bi.
Akwala len pandang a chi wa ga yin len pandang
na kwai won ma ko na bi mwai be gan mo nya kwala kwit an chera ma.
Arin ga ji ma arin ga ji ma yin yi ja kwa yin go ri arin yi a chi wa ga ira wa ga yin da mama mi da ga le bo ga wa
Ayo.
in chi wa ga na kwala kwit
Akula le an bai pung akula le an bai in 2020 na kwala kwit ka china ga wen tia kwa ba.
akwala
Ko kino ga rut ke tu.
yo da dun men ko ja
Na ke man na ke riya ma bi mwai be na ke riya ma kwala kwit ngo ye won no. Tidan.
Inja kwala kwit ja ra go ba kwa ki inja ko riya ji lem dun gana e pet nyin to ko e nga yin ko tin ga ye lo gor pin kana yo ji yin jam ko wa na ji yo yin kwa chak ben juba mo ko jinam ko lari dai yin ne ya ku ba
Kula
ja la si jin ngew na ba ja yat blua o si ba yat na kwa ran men yo yin ja lem du riya yin ga to ga yin ki wa ne lo ga riya yin a bin to en ga to ga ya kwa lel bor
Ki mình ngar nyin che ina pun ti dan yang ka ti dan chala ben jam man ki jam ni cham ta abiner nyin abin ji din mur nyot kai kwai ku ni go ya ya murdun ka bi pin ngam ti en ko ba pen ko kur pen ko jam che ya dan ka
pandun chi ka mur ni
ka pen ki ra mur pen kai kai dai mur chi pen ya ko chen pa pen kai pa tan ka ko ti bi yang ko mur che ko
kalcha dun wa mon jangan ya represent
ba ni ka cha dai mur ye rong to ka che pen ni cha ku du wa pen
mandia
ko wa pen ba pen
kalcha mon jang che we kalcha mur yi chu kan chu kana ya ga nyot pi juba we go
ka kun wari le la mur ka ye nyan ye na ki mur ka che mur nyan ka krai ku mur du na mur de ne ba nyan ko
we che lo practical we che lo
ka mur na cha na bu be lo bu ko di lo bu ka lu ba le na bu ba lo chira an kor pu mur du na mur nyan e mur war go di ba mo anjang la da ben pe na ku e mo anjang ku ga che ka nyan tar ku ga ya ka nyan ku mo pal ku mur du na mur ta ba na che mur la ta nyan ta tin cho khang gor ka la liu ta cho ka mum tin liu
ngo ko wan le mana kwai mur kan chi ma jar bal mi la chi rai ka chin we dia mo gin kan chi wan chi la ko ka de ngo bal we amo ka chi mur
ka to ma char bar mil na chi rur to pin no ben ka jong cha la jong bar ba jan ten ma char bar mil chi dong pin che mo e mo chi ni na yin wa ra we ro lum te wa ri Refugee kam yan cha ka ri Refugee kam I'm a princess ana ku Refugee kam awe ni ro ba ya ka Refugee kam i wa tar gole ka ya no ba ra ma char bar mil mo jong ka ba pa ba ro ke mo nya en du
mur wa ya ga nyuwa be social media kan nga che ka ko kwa mur wan chu gwa ja cha mu dun wan no ngi
mur wan cha chi ni wa de nyan man ka go
ya de nan man ko na social media kan nga che mudu no mudu
ko de ya ko wa di ka
mudu yan ke dia
ya ko
to dia yan no mudu yan ya tag social media mudu
lagi no
ni na kwa
acha lagi na kon acha lagi na kon en kwa man to go kwa mama bi mo be ka mudu balu deliver chi man pizza go yi mur nyua nyua pe ya mur ka ta Mudu ka pe na pe ayi pe ya to ni ro ni pe ya to chi
ni le ga chin ko to yu bo ba le win chi le ba le ka kun pe dun ga chin gi ga na kwa ba le
ni chale
kwanda che
mudu chalu deliver la dar wan ma la jame la dar wan ma ne ta gi mur ba mur te ko ban ma jan ma te ko di ki ko di tim
ye le yin kan ko wen ni junub Sudan ga le na ko pio kan na ko pio kin ko ja pin yin ga le ko yo kun juruan yin ko pin yin china ti ai do go be ni le ba ka kin
cái kia ai là cái nó cho vào cha là nó biết cha nó lâu nhìn cha lấy mùa đôi cho pin tổ kia nó rất bắp pin
cho nên chín cái liu nó nghe là quậy chín cái liu nó
nhìn cha lấy có mùa đôi pin tổ cái bắp pin đi rồi cho
mình có chín cái liu nó nghe
Yidin jara juan ke setian jadi yo tunjun sen debat bajang. Injal leu nyang ba. Jalan go kwarana. Yido ni kia kongo.
Kelle balle welem nun let ken balat ya muko kan lebi am le ba em nom wajaras ya muko din la pe
Modu ka be ka to ne modu jamu mun ka to ne wale purane gor ku chak ke murakwai ka modu be kerian ka ba baloi banyua
an kala
modu jalan go
pe bung ni kwa jara ya ne lo kidi lo exercise and exercise kwa beautiful beautiful
Luandi ba mur yar ko na nyin badak rat badak ni ba tini ka ba ya
in la ni rong cha gumu da kuat akwa
na bi mai pe ka nyaman ala ni rong du ko da ne na de
ko ni mu tele ke I'm really sorry po ko to huteli ke yin ke ai chien nin ke ai ta ba ni na no
yin ja ja du na koi ke da center kun chi ji ti ma koi ko min tu je ke koi cha ta ba ni e mo je ti tin ten lo mu
e public ke nan chin yu
ni ba la koi mo ji ti tin ten ho balas ma no ba no ko ta je mo ni de ba wu je ba no ko ta ra ko ni ko to lin kai Sweden ten kan mi ko won na ro mo ye ka ple mar ma ti ben yo mo na ro mo to li ro what is your problem
ya ton to en liam ni mu tele te na kwa ayon ni ale ga ngi chien junu Sudan ban no ke te ale ga ngi chien na kwa junu Sudan ban no mi mon jeng ba ga no an che gwa mon jeng anen chin mon jeng ba ga no e yin kan nak mon jeng ni ra na mon jeng la gwa e wu tele ba ga liam ni twen ba ga liam ni ko
ya le ja bara mo yo tin chi de yin cha ke twen ga yang ko war bin junu ba ya plan ku jal bu kai ko na pe ko mur bu
yin kan ja ma ga ja bi de ko en de ko walan de ko wal chanin de ko wal ga ja bi ngur ba ko yu go ban pi tele ngi je ta wu tele ya kwa
wale ja bi ba ka de ko era an gor pe ye par chi din na chi ba ni ko ko yu wa ko par chi
wan de
ira ne par na chi ko bal du ba la bal futu ganun bal du bal chi bin nyai chi
ko na twai ke ni ngo
ba wa ya to ko na tin
ki chi twai ke na
chala te
wa de wal ke na ja bi chi ni ga piao ko de ko ja bana le chi twai ke ken la yu no
chi twa wa ba chi ku ni chi twa ba chi ku du ba ga ja bi na ki an ki na ja twa ru ba ga ku ni war chi lo aba wal ka na ki jale ga na bu ya pe ni ra war chi kan twa
ra wale ja bi kan chi ja piar go basa in kan ni ja mu ko monon ku le la de na exercise no exercise ba le ni ina ja ga
Yola ka cha go ben ko ran ja ko kwe di che je di chi duwar mu ro mum kwe duwar mu ro mum ku ma mum kum kala ye kum mum kala ye mu ku ka jo bar krem da tin dia ko tin weli wa da
ka man cham diop kana kwa yam dengan chi din
inga
man cham diop kana
inga yin mum chi to ka jan to mum kwa
chi in to mu rong cham mong rei pel cham mong a go ke ngu ba
si to ka jan to mum twa ni lo li de ba ga de wor ni
in wara kwa
ni
chaman kena lu makeup in war kuin lu makeup
ako
makeup kan cha tai ni in
makeup da ko ni na chol pap natural ki na chol natural ki
this is my nature color kena my nature color kwa anti yin da chaman chan mat ko kan anti
lawa de jin kremat ko la jin dong kaya
no an this is my natural color
Engo enda ne tiat ku tana chol ku tana yina ma krem war ka chi ja tot ka
my family members why mama
kwadu krem no kwadu ka
my dad yeah
engo wa ni ro tana ye yo dad de yin brown
ana ye brown un ter ko ga ngi na kwa yana ye brown an chi di na chi long chi di ngana
wela gwe ja wo no dol wela gwe ja kwa wo no
ko da yin ga lo ge ni
yang kai na yo lor ma ni ku ba ka taw lo bi ki cham ya ra mama ka re tin pal ka gwe ji ma ma mar mam ya du la di me ma bu pa
mar mit che ga tin che ga beautiful ga mit cha kwa
di nu ra ne ke
beautiful ga mit cha
mi ku ji ku ban chai ba wa ke ga mi ko ka le ke ga ko mi ko
ke wa ya ko ka expense mu mi ku ni dia pe bu nyen te ne ke lang wang no mi tien dia pe
ma that is the mom that's the responsibility of a mom I'm a mom mian net bay ya mama bi me ti na cho mama tom ga yi ko ba ni ka no be ni sa per ka ba pe nywa ra tar ba du ke chin boy ja por ko di ja we
ja ga ni ale ya bu ma ne ni ki cho lan mu ko se be ni ku nan tar mu dun ci ga ngi ta jaro di tar ba ja
mur ci ci ra ju nu wa ju mur ci ci ni no Sudan ba bal yo gwech siden du be ben jimi
akana di mid deng mu ko war ka ben wan yo kini be di mid monjang yalla di dore no monjang wujin ni badir ga no monjang wujin ni be la di
bale
mid
ko
monjang
ko tun ka di bale ko ci
ko den wan wani
mo be bale mo ci na di
monjang di monjang ni kiri dore ni di ga no jin
dala ya ba ja ko do
no
ay ala mo di bale na di bale mo ci na di me ka ma di ra ko ka bale ko la ja ka ke ka ma ko pa ci
yo be la di ga
agwe jol passport panda en chan ko leli ba junu du be men junu Sudan kana chan passport ka kwa ni
e bal du kana e bal du e ban cha
mo ka wa ya no ya ko le ka wada ko yen tia ga wada ko yen tia ga ku bar ku pal e ya ni duong ni gwe mo ka wa ya jala tia ko le wada ko yen tia ga ku nang ni ka doro ku chwa boy ku cha wen ko ku ma ku be ko ja ma ka wada ko e ya ni gwa
balan tiak today and tiak and
mangi ya business
no ran wi jam na mol ken ni diba bai ka na ja ko ya wata ka bai mana ci jala dengwan bai ka del tin ci la deng ci Uganda ci loge ñaan loy ka bai
ang wen bai pa
ni wata ka
dai lo mo bai
yira ka be
long bai ke bai pa mo ja da yu mo ci pa de ker ringi ti balai ti abes kula barai na ja ji kai be ji no mo bai
apartment yi
ko ni ji bai ni ji no bai no mi ji no bai ina be jam ni bi no tia what bai you are homeless bitch ina tia bai na yo pan yak li no tu in kai pan yak bi tia pa so masala ti masala du ina gwe ya tia be masala ba mura ga min nin ini yem kwa wan mu du na gai to we na mun chen diop ko na bang gam nga bang te ba mo du di chawu ko na bang ko
Alhamdulillah kiri la kuir ka ko juba Alhamdulillah kiri la kuir da yin ci piat mana ina wasaka ni garba
ina yo ina wasaka yin kan modu ai we chambi nin ba homeland pe mura yo ai we bi ya chamlan ta le ni le tum rot ke ya pani a ker ba re tin waskan ga yin cha ka karba cha ka karba ni da cha ga moy ku mo ye ya chambi nin ku ba yu ka kun cha mo to
yin ki bai le wa
ya mo ni ka wa ya chambian ni rut ya ni rut tin kai be tin mari chen mo di drak mo di cha mai ka chambi nin ba le din tum rot ke ya ti di Kira murari apa we murari apa we binin ba ele ka thong ke ya
apartment pan ya wo social media kana
pan apartment yin tar ya we binin you are rented pussy murari ya we you rented murari you rent out murari you rent out to ka you rent out kriye bene rent ba chidi ngel
akwai ini kini
aku nyetar ya we binin gor ba panu ker ba ya jam ti bale na we pa ni ke mana tu ti bale la ni jam mana jam pa ni ji jidi na man bi mur ya bu tar ba pa ko no ba na ya we mur ka ni ya bu tar mo ba na ya we ko la ga nda mur ci dong ka ya la fit ye te ya pa jak mo ba na ya we
akwai en an ki kon dia wan young forever etok
ko hey
young forever
hey
and young
forever
yeah
muru ji dong ka jala fi di tar mo ba loy ko ba ya to we bi ti
ya mu ko ba ben ko man nyana mu no ngi gunuri ya ko no ngi 20 mu dun nyim yat kana yo ko
ba da yin yo ke ta bi ko ni ku ran di tai ho to da di la tur yin la yin
cái đun để kinh hoàng của do bên nam nặc nồng quay do bên nam nặc nồng quay cái ổ anh gia pol
em muốn ăn quay
chạy bia quay nhiều
em muốn
để quay lấy chạy bia
quay ta cha có la cha no gin ka twa nya cha bi yin tum tar control buru ya pen to kala chin kai yin tar control
kin na cái mình muốn yang ngu
ike ra
yang boy yang na cái quay lom nong ru di chit diop cái cho ed bala lom nong ru di chit diop ba be yang mi
Rodi jadi apa? Kagak ya no.
Rodi jadi apa? Nong koi SPL ni belum.
Kone lagi bawa dia bah. Kalau beg dia bam biar beranda bam pol bijak. Biar deh.
Jamin piang.
Kan belelan gur guntinya ketiakan kurirku. Oh celah beriam bicara diam di kutiaku. Etuk. Kero, dah kayak gitu ku gar mau di jadi apa mau di daun tegan kutiaku rogen burir official. lakin miskila ra chini ni rane tiangin ka daro kula I chop engota mor ri keni chop kan mor ngui ni tar ya boy mur bi ya boy je inji jat ni twan inji jat twan ni ta
because I need freedom. I want to be myself.
Con nhìn tiếng đây chứ nhìn áo quên chát chát vậy con tìm nó mới giàu quý bên nông lút ria cái nông nhiều mà ria cái nông thế đấy cái chút cho nó cái nào quên chỉ chát cái phèn phèn
baru ka kunjing nya
mua cái chát pan aki mua lấy pan aki ngã go gin em nó ra mà chát cái chém nó mà quên chém qua sáng cầm cái chung vậy
cái đun chim nhẹ như nằm cái nào cũng có bao nhiêu dùng quỳnh make up thì lui tiếng nhìn đó.
Ang why make up natural and beautiful. Naturally beautiful. Jadi ding là
natural.
Jadi tuang da pa bale ka chim to ka yuga na miat to. Amia to ya gwa ting mun le ji ben ria to lakini ni ra chit to ka ma yom. Nei ni to ma le ya mi luet kunyi na chulo ba ma tong di de ra to ke.
Pe ka ko ben ko nwan ting ni na kwa. In chim nyen bro. In chim
Angar nyen because I'm being malaika. I'm beautiful malaika. Iku era
nyin ka pe.
Anh tiền cái gì nào để đi làm chết thiếu rong như nó cổ rong nhen đừng có nhốt ở nhốt nhiều rồi nhốt rong nhen
chỉ cha cái brown nhìn chỉ cha cái brown
đi có đi nào về
ai chết
đi nào về chỉ cần lùn đi đi lùn lắm như tao cái chuyện rồi như vậy
nhìn mẹ nó quay nhìn chiếm mông
à mang nước
ra đuổi đi nhìn chiếm mông
nam nhà gì rồi như ngập rồi
nhìn mẹ nó rút cho lên
na jut
mông chẳng nên
cái urai cái bu ya jut cho la kai ka I'm proud jut cho if I am jut cho today I will be proud jut cho la best are the best I'm proud of you
mông chẳng nhìn ra đi người em jut cho lên có bao nhiêu
my great grandfather my great grandfather a king jut cho lên great grandfather dia nen
nhưng có này hấp cả nhưng có bên ngoài niệm các mông chẳng support chị
Monjang cho nyeri bubura penyi monjang cho nyeri bubura penyi chape de monjang ni
monjang chan nan na chora ariana kwa
bur penyi ek bur penyi laga da no give me example
pel ku jaman tio wo wi bu jam pol kwa ge ga jen ko galat na kwa kila kin siasa che ale siasa no ga chet bu ko
lu ga na jam che to wala den we ga lat we ya kala de
yin ga ko la do le na ti ji ko chono yela
la de ina gwe ni ka juba ya na kala pa we ga la
in ja ti question in ko la la te yin ti ji question in ko la la kwa
give me
no vida kan la
ida na we drink na we soda Ima pi ya kol ko tok chi no be ma.
Hey, akwa in chamia ju wo za do chan your Facebook ana to on business ki dun let ko chan in ko lat business chan in ja ko ni mane fan ko ala ga dit kai chan ba yu we.
Ngo ko nya go pi la ke ya ko lar ko nyin ko kam sin alip ka ba lat ko tangi ji ne mu kala we ya ke ni pale. Yi no ko ke ker we. Ke we ki ka pi to ke chu lu tar ka wi ro.
Ran ya ka bi no ko akwa pi ne ran ya mi ju wo chai ko. Ran a lu scam kan ga ya ko. Kuran chamia la ga na ku yo ba na sa ku la kon me jan wi mi ma jan an mi ma jan nen
yin ga lu ma jan e mu ko do dar ya boy te ni lu ma jan ngi cin gor mo yo ba mu yi be no ko ba in te ko
na ken ko la de in chamia ju wo na kini gwa jin chamia ju wo ko this is the life we don't want
to mo jan yin jo la lo de ke yin je ku sara mo fru ba la ra won bi an yuk tun wo chứ mình America nào là America cao mới đó mẹ à chọn quen America chọn quen mà là này đừng có trẻ của bên nào quên một lưới để lấy bài chứ mình phải chấp à quên một lưới để lấy bài chứ mình chấp pa thì giả để làm tốt rồi kìa
mấy một balad cái thứ nó mình chín đằng you have nothing in your brain is empty
my brain anh cho làm thì nhìn chắc cả là school ngay school chứ school chú lên ngay
nong
cái ABC
ngay giờ này nào quậy nong school ngay giờ này nong cái chấp nong cái
ABC ngay
giờ này cái cho gót cổ mua cái luôn cái này là
Dakatra ina Dakatra ina gata ilum gata Dakatra gwe chidi iko da gwe chidi gana jele he
ye gwe
na
na
lui
ka bana la
na mental
in
ko na mental problem pal ka ci burgam
yina kwa
we ku no
ran ci pe ci ko la din kin pe
ko na mental problem
an
ko
ci no
na
mental
mental
problem
problem
nga ya lagi an ci no mental problem nga ya lagi
babal ma de ben no ko jole li na twani no me di kay re da gwe je la kun no Sudan
mo kun de ke den duga de ko ba bana riet ko ya kwa ran la lui
no
business
bida no
no mi
bida
da mo
ya
no
no
mi
pa
da mo every alcohol
ya
mo
no
nang mo dek mo ndu den e jala jwang no me mo ke la jwang no ngule ke to da ke den ga de nu ba
no
le
bida
ye to ke cha ya cha an jalan ci ben lu ka ga gwen di nam to ju ba ci nam chokol ala
na
ba
yin jamam to
lu ko
yidi
pen
ku
ko
wa
de
ba
nya nam to bi lo ka ku
lo
lu ko
lo
ba gel
kay gur mo ba kwa tan mo bi ba kwa nya ko
no
chen ci ni tan che ke dep ke
ane
ira gwe taraf chang ka
ya sharmuta ya hotel juba yo ka ku lo tin tan juba tan ya sharmuta in da
ah
sharmuta ci non ba
to
ken
tan
home
ku
la
ba ku
juba
yin gwe su da na
yin
gwe da tung tu kan ko
sharmuta in sharmuta home la juba yo ko ba bel wele ni ko
na homeless kwa hotel chi pingun are
ye
high class hotel
home la ya la na ken ya gwa ki lui pay daily ke lui pay daily ina lui pay daily
ngwana na de lu pe de li ra de lu eri optar monthly ra 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 de eri optar monthly mo ni to ku ja ku ja bung ka iru bung ka iba gu tung na la lo po ka le la wan ma che che ka bu to ba ja le
ba
yet
ru ga kun nyen nyen ni no ma ko ja ko nyen ma ra ni ja kim to kan tong du re ken ba ru ga du nyen nyen ni no ma ko ya ngai lo ka ten juba diar
o gi
juba
na
ka
di
ko
nya
bi
to
na ko
aya le gi no gi na di ni ko la ku cha da le chu pu e ka tong ke yan kon ka
yo
cha
ngu ko ba
e ka
le
tong ke
la
yan
kwa ni yo
kon
ngu ko
nya
ba
ni
le kwa yo ngu ko ba le la
Dil
kwa
wala ala ki
yin
ana
wasa
che
ka
ka ta chu pu
ni
ga
garbage in garbage kwa yo ngu ko ba le in garbage ni ke ke
aya
ken
le
bo
ki ka
ni ran
che ki
wu
to
te
ku
juba
ku
jan wu te le lo ki 24/7 en ke ko be ni jam yin shama ke ni shama ke la ben Canada ko je la dug juba ga le ye juba
Queen of Kuala Queen the second, and Chia Gunya
akwala ku
Chidi.
du raj gum nyani raj akwala ku go benin akwala ku da raj go bi bana ya bala na akwala ku baga ping to kan do dia wa dil gre because in ga ja go benin
Giant princess. Akon Majok. What are now princess and I need a party can
ane
Kulakini ni Muruki
princess
Eja
ran
Corakon.
wara ci kon ku
Yakin
wara ci kon ku ni
Sarakon,
nyana
Yami
ran
Palelu like
do you know my father
Inkin
ni
no
my father
Palelu like
jar
video to the
pum
con.
akwa
Palelu like video to the win Jobrala by Kalela Jalabai, Lakinan. Because I'm a princess, that is
anche la
why.
lui live video utele anche la lui live video paran ke kan jala din no men kan jadde ko mondu ngena
Wari Ramba Pani a lie, Pani Jakala lie, Pan, London by. The Pana Yinbur, Yapi waited.
akwa
You
ye na
know,
be
we
pir
would
ku
have to
pan yang
wait
ran no ran ku pan dia kwa no ran ku pan dia tiktok je nan meri ba chen ba en
Panuno,
meri ba
Beka
chen ba en
Warna,
meri
you might get to
pan
Kupan
nya
and you might get to
no dia
Kupan
tin
and Banker Pan.
24/7 ana no ba en an ji chidi
There
ran chi no
Panu
ba
are going by Muriato
no
way.
no ba
Tell a winner
ni
or Tiapi, will you?
no no
You
ba
or
ni na kwa
Tia for money, you marry men for money, not
yo
for
ngu
love.
lo ju ba
Wait,
ku ko nyim ju ba
I'm
ni
going
ko
to
len
Kaiba.
business lo ko kong ni ni ko len business lo ko kong ni be ke
Panjal
ke tele
for a charai book,
jale
for a
nyane
charai
no
book,
ko bel wele ira
for in
len
general
ci way we
charai
ni
book,
na kwa
you can Yamur to wait. You need Muria way.
kwa ja
I'm going
ke no
to
wur ki ni lo tuna kwa ja ke lo ra me be na lui ki ye man lo e ke ye wu lo ga mor ke lo ga mana
Now you more just Tiak Sarah. More just Tiak Sarah in a
akwa
jam, Margaret Tiak Sarah by me. Yana Yangali
akwa ja
Rangi,
kana
but it's
akwa yin
princess
ku
or when you
panda da nga
princess when
problem
you
yin ku
could
panda
Tiak
yin ku
Sarah.
wa no mi za do kwa yin ku war e nga war ki ngi ja
Dinner.
ya ni nga ja du
Ina
juba ke
gular
war
tiang
ke lo ga
refugee
war di
kami
ke
ja
lo ke
kular tiang magogi
akwa
kwai
yin
refugee kami
ko
bidin mit
akwa
kayin
yin wo
kweji
char ya ni we
ti
ga ja du
tiang
juba ka je pol mil ke ben tap to ke war ke lo ke wadi
nga
wadi ke lo ke wude ngo ya wudi lo wan che chariat
ur
karab che ke la loy wadi ke lo
ur
chariat
nga
ni
ur na jona
wadi
bakana ci but pandu
bol
inja
yung kuj bay panda nga
bakana ci
problem
ur ku
yung kuj bay panda nga problem
pandure de no pandu na refugee kambara bara pandu ba nyom
akwa
ko panda nyoti
wol
bar juba
yung kuj
par
war di dana shinga yung kuj baba di shinga ja kwaj
ka ba
yung kuj baba
ado
nyani
ku
ira pinga kon ma joga yung kuj war ke lu fi junu sudan e ben ku baba dia ki ba ben kaman fi jinu
aya ye na ba kun wa lo jon garang ay ba du wa lo jon garang a paran mo kwa kwa du pi refugee camp ka che la ga na ba du jon garang wa tu le ga
baba du ra la lu sikadit ken baba du ra sikadit baba dia ben panden patuit baba dia ben kumba baba du ra sikadit ko baba la lu
nga kumur
lord ba ko la ko chu panda ba ti panda wa nga ko la ti ya ne princess nan ba panda wa di de chukum patuit baba dia chukum baba dia ben alama chengalantit achiran lo la lu sharia kaka
an gidi je ki alu ala kingi
alama malwala
acha ki alu ina yo ba
princess before and chero la kwai ko la kwit gop la kwai nang ran deng rin gran deng la kwai
ina yo ga bala gar yal ka wen lir no ka no wen e kan tem rur ba jalir no
because na lo ku bo wen te wala ba bleeding ka kwai wala ti
ka na bleeding
achi yin le
ko ji na ga ni yo ni tu na pandu ba ta ko refugee ka me ba la gan
kin ga ngi ga wala
ba refugee ka me le ko ba la gan ko cham ni tu
ba te ko ba bele ko chi wer bai pan den ko chi ko ro nok chi lai pan yen ko tem yi pan yen ko yin be pan yen ko pia chi ye yu bai pan
mu ba bu cha u to kri be cha u mo ben mu cha u mo ga cha u kri be cha en tiang man ban chi mu ru me ya lak to ga chu mi kri be na cha u
chi ne human right pan du na chi ne hak le mo to
human right
na chuoi
human right be ye le ka le go ga
Ipagkini ganu.
Ini dengan Madina.
Mo be da baba. Panen ko chama yir no. Ya yir mo.
Ina ko wa ba ba no.
We ki mu mi ja ben yu wa ni ka ma ko jon garang.
Akon jo ka khoi ba ja legi. Ina nin muzin ka chi lui taramu abar ka dal ka lui taramu. Chiban wala I ba ja ka dang. Alo. Abar ka dal ka ba ni le ngadi.
An
ke lui taramu ka yu din.
Jam ka bar ka dal bana ko. What up the jam?
Kurban jor ba jabar ko tal bi na lu taram
kan dinglizi zaman dinglizi lad wan ben to tinge banya lama
ure baymo la ga wa ka da ka ji to ci no kulwa ya ji ti ko
lagi la ti kwal manyang e
ba kwal manyang e jam ka ne yi ay la ti ko aje kwal manyang e jam ka no bi ko jam bi waro bin waro o jam bi pal ka lay kwal manyang cha ni na ti jam du la na ti jon garang mom cha lor ba jon garang pyo chien ku la ti wa na kwal ma ti le deng na bi la gi
panduna pan ngongen we ga ri u bai pandun ta di we kin ki we go ya he ga bai we ga to mal
ni ro go ria
we ga ti lo male we ga ti lo darfor we ga ti lo kongo we ga ti lo Egypt we ga li u bai pandun
na yi ni Sweden nyan go ria ben ti lo Sweden nyan go ria ti nyen ngong en cho bin Sweden na ga
kwa jo ni ko lo Sweden we refugee fi male to Central Africa
lo Sweden bin ti ra por
Real people are there in Central Africa. You die news again. Me to go there to Central Africa.
Why you direction? You go you jam more nya. Kenyan jam.
We got you by quite by you I mon ying ti ji liab ka do ra ke ra tin ko chi tin. Ko chi tin ji liab ka ju ko la ke ra pi wow. Non ko ra pi wow.
Korea la changa lagi na kaya nyora lagi na kaya wucha ni ya Korea la kaya kijirwe we karadu fiji kami. Yitini mu refugee kami ba jalwa la Sweden ni kuy ba pandu ni to
refugee kina to we tina kwa we ga ra
ni pandu to warbi in ba nyin bang ko tu bar ka dali warbi juba
refugee camp Libya
akone ruro control na ibe ma jam eran ba pat bra wade lwel wadu kuna lwel ka yimbu wada lu dominator ka chit pebe ini jam get jol gorial ware ba panda an ben bala bai bating ala lai pa nyup kai ba panda ya rani de kuin ngom challenge ini pir refugee kami bi jot bala Sweden ira refugee kami na lo ben war bar ku gut ba nyu gor yote ko bar ka dal ke weli nyin na nya ro choli na prison ni ma ja kam bu boro bi tia bor ni itu kam bu dua ke boro respect bor ini ngetar citam kau yang bisa buat buat ni. Kaji lu taramu abar kadal ka lu taramu. la ga da ngadi chi ka ngwai ku ga me ta chi en moy bar ka da len bien bet ge bi ka ka ro wa le ge set ke ka bir ke kular ku jar pa nya wul bi ya da ye kuna ba ben ten war ka bar ga moy wul nu ji ka dang bi re yan ma ko le ne princess ka yi tu pa wa ji jam gan princess bar ba ka la bor bi ja la chol bi ja la chol ye princess ku bar bu bala goria ten bu ja gwa tinda tabuluore an tabuluori ne tabi ngai tin nga dia mamba ba ni chuk dot kai me cho o gin waro ten pa wi ku bu kan jo o gin waro bu kwan ti nga dien ban bu la bora ku go i gwa lai no ku jil ku bu la goria ku lai no kai bu tin Akon Majok ci ja lu falas moy na ci ja la goria la jin ja du jin ja lu falas jin ja gwira di cha gwir để chiếc giờ tôi bây giờ lấy cái cho là cái tròn cam bor cái cô ra lại lên cái chiếc giờ lúc đó chính cái đấy nó cái bor chuông cái này đi là đi coi qua là đi bor pandut là đi cái vật cầm xin đô la để riêng ra cái đi cho community but we use because là nó bị cầm ngon in bây giờ lên princess chơi lui và cái gamba cái lên cái đèn tiền chiếu cả đúng không bà chứ mình này thì giờ cái nào quý việc kiến tiền quý cho quý cái mình cả buộc cái coi bảo phản đã biết cái nào đòi kulat quý quý việc quân quý ya cái kim cầm xin $, ấy đi đuổi cái bà coi điên nữa nên là điên cái đi cho bồ rồi bên bà coi lạt với lại việc cái cho là chỉ luôn they traumatize me if you don't pay me $100 cái gì bố việc của chùa linh social media của cho bên chơi bố rồi cho lấy mà lu compete cái Akuan kai ngada kuma no. Akuma pandut, akuma Sweden. Kala ni no mental problem mi ngogin. Ko bandu tun kulela yin. Yin twanya pa di de chan ke bi na jwawal. Ko bar ku chika wal to ke ko ror ke ka tiang won to ben every month ka yin tiak. Every month yin tiak. Ke ba na nyan ko no. Tardun che tarbal hu sa beran tung no bar for 2 months 3 months. Ako na wo wi balagan kana lali na wet kay riako kaya lagi joro domran to ngi tok dio mri ti te chin ka biop ku jole le no pirta kapa dia mo to ko wi rot bia em pirin ke na ka bin to kwen kana ka ke dura ji dio bi chile la ka gwe yen mu ke ber ku jora na le kala ku bia le ko na le we ginu ba chu kai kai tar ka gwa yi ka kai riapo kuleli na gwe yin gwa juba ya ko le ba wo wet ke an tar ga yu an tar ka america kula kala ben wa gwe junu kulel ke wa ina jam kan du bi na gwe ten gwa ya biya jo na biya jo ga america ga junu Sudan before biran jam gwe de gwe ya kwanyul ke ro to nga ro ka de ke jate gra america error ka de ke jate gra Canada error ka de ke jate kaira Sweden na yu ki chire jirwe jejwa man kai du de tor ku biar dua be ngo horen ba le curian akwai wala pir le de nen koy la ta wa cha de lat ko lat ngo cha yu ke le ra chi dio cha we ga chi dio bi ka ko bu ka mon pi te chi we ga lat kan chi lat we akina bira ba la do ben chodi ku bi ku le ka jola tin ke da jola bang tin ka ba chu ka pai an jo bang ba chu ka pai na yi na gwen chi krem kan tin baro ka wai kuin chi kan pa chi mun ku dru ga ja ba la twan ke ba ja la le chwe ke twan ke ja bi ja kwa twan wa de nen de gwan ku le ka che le ku yi ni chi kwa war ba yai lur be e ku du ga ja bi gonorrhea syphilis and all diseases ke ka chi do how we the same thing ga we le dan thap we ga le da rodi kwa kwa we ka chin bi we ko nyana tiet won ti na nyan mo jang kwa proud ku jale la wunder ka chala wi mo di ti ba ngwen ken man panda ke mo di ti pan chol junub Sudan ka mo di mo jeng en kwa jen ka ngwen ku na jala gur mo di do mo di ka waja mo di wundat bi ja ke nyalen ma chi pian i poli ya pai na la ri ti kwa jen akol ka kwa jen because I'm still beautiful and young ke wade jam jam lakini we ka jita la ka a we ka jigak na tomra mong ti nyor ko yen no you are too old for me ka we aya ka light for every time ko za da che man goria la che mama bi mo be na che mama kwa la ku dung ba sai kai kun ga la ma di da kwa la ku ke de teng to ga bi mo be ti mi bi kwa bi mo be ga na dien ma kot bu ma kot wol diet wol wa ba diet cho wol chamando my blood anya nga li re che tingal ya ja le we bangi a princess pan chon mo dit nyana li rangwi kaya ko pinga le ka chon mo dit ko ke ma yen apa neda ko tinga tiak kene ka tiak lu be ba chali cha we kwana na kan la bende amalal bon when the chaga yaman by to need Wilmakot, the first wife of Wilmakot is a quite which is big. Now be mad in a book on yawa. A book di chola young no what. Man, a princess. The be and man did mad it. And man ma a princess fan chol kwajake a pinga chol cake for year. Come my buy. A cogged it, chola cog in. Princess. Panchol kwach. Now be mad did mad it. Number 4. They chola dud ball you on. Princess Panchol tweet by adit a pay your twin ball you on. Princess. That is my mom's side. Now my dad's side, Kakamadi then I find the chicken and a pink a chol man by a chol man wood. A tukwel man wood. Chola Quanya Queen Mawel. Royal family. Now be man, in Chola Waya Choi, Umwedge. Umwedge did in a book, did try your lady up by your watch. And a dear man did ma. A princess. So the princesses has been in my blood from generation to generation. So we lag wika a patuk. We good a patuk. The we go ben go what you do we go target. But I never catch up with Gala then personally. We got towel in your shoes. Because the lemon and of yak. A kangur a mananga, urenga, woody denga, morenga, body denga. Ben Jati, could I get the Pakuleka Papa, the Kakakara, Kachagol, Kalwaipa? It can't be up. Even who are Jarara, but I walked and we walked to Balena Bor, Malatia, or Kakanti, Mamma Bor. Who did a bor? Who did a bor? Parua Yak. Nalwala, Lamurleka Kanti, Yamurlenga dis, Quemanga. You can marry a chicken by I have silsila leadership. That is why I'm a capable leader to you all. Now back where we bagalu challenge we win. The land will be respect will be Jamaica we got Tanya noon. Because leadership has been in the blood from generation to generation to form me. The next time, look here, John. You will get away from it. Akon Majok na nyar Junub Sudan ka kichol passport by. Kugrich. Money like this, as symbol recognition. Both of them they carry value. Biran buwe bukalu menyen ku cuenke ka we pandun karam dali. Ina tar keran chitket. Because that is your symbol. The room passport chitket ku cuenke nyen karatin karam dali. Kaina tar kayen. Because it's a symbol of the nation. Chero, bany bay, a symbol can buy. Akula, let Tanzania. Le Uganda na Ida Amin, le Uganda le lot. Kulela Uganda Ida Amin tialatin kula Tanzania kulel President Tanzania kabulum. Energy alaka Tanzania ka Uganda chian bariak. For many years, Bijala Museveni and Angelo Balu established Ugama apology officially. Because they live by blood personally. Walu attack because of the seat. This Russia war here beat Jilochin Tanzania leader. And ties Barai Kamken. Museveni Jabalu reestablished after several years. Kawe year to Nubin. Where was cousin 1 year can get check. Kitual president by Kuchengalap. Kapagalam then take off. Ya bel ya mul ya twede chware kan mo kapage. Kunala ka chuwo in his leadership. Okay, leadership I jumped in this area. You can. But you will attack personally. Chicken akular chipara yangloy. Then when that in the media can Kenya. Then I will canin mam in Pagwik Chera like a niche. Then I gelada you know when gelat. Chabanyan gelat kepak ban. Turn more a duck pin of a bit. More duck pin of a bit. Most of the leaders are drunkard. But the decision they make a well, and they can yell what you want and be their personal. But you ever buy a bully. Passport by Akuac Akon Majok. Well, citizen by. Identity by up there, Rodbiro tape. We need to put a jabay when you are better to the kind of suit. Could do it. Who would worry a citizen? Harassment, go out, harassment, can dollar. Harassment dollar, and passport to Kuchika Murban Surba to Aja. Harassment dollar. You have arrested the nation. You destroy the image of the nation. Because around the Chinam Kulela Kala Jinu Kabuela, Lap Panjo Sudan Mura, a tour book at Waja year. Achubale Kalang and Junub Yellow, Bleka Junub Sudan, Yit Junub, come work and Twaya year. The army in GTR Junub Sudan, I check a lure generalized into your one mistake, Chaloy. Tell them the whereby. Your identity and a kalu protect. By identity, dollar bajalu protect. Lanu the moment been a in a which barop there could take by Panun. I hear what then Chibal Kayanoga and Bulebal no. Lakin Bal ye chana tartua year chinkabuch. Because the Yana Chiran and Manan. Kabia let him pin. Kabia let you look. Come when the Tegarot. Indoors. Because there is a reason Chitali sexual intercourse, a cigarette. Why? Because the Winjali could be hidden. Be a heaven, do things out to pleasure yourself. Kunalel Kapadich, can go out, Chitali channel, Pancho Sodoman, Cobra, General. The reason Ranyali legend Sodoman, Cobra. They were there, they quite room anyhow, Kalum, root quite die. ko ya lum rut ko dai ku mo ja lum po ndet ku ti ko lum ting det gom yali wello sodoman gomora kabaraj lu turn into salt kawe when you do bit ganya ke specifically akin ko konya America kin junub Sudan America na ko junub Sudan mur kay the first country bu junub ko kede alang promises tikalu ya cin junub ka ka bakaloy in 2011 chuo independent chuo ganya bukan nation aki America ka balo ka aki ba lu turn into the wars with number of section ke gam ke panjalu promise ka bagwir yin ba ndu ba right sanction dollar cha individual ayera ne tina ka ngak individual la njulu sanction let it be no tayogi na America ka ko ya wona yo kala ka big chok junub ka lu ka sanction the reason being awi ba right mentally right ba era right dollar what you junub Sudan ro de lu complain sanction America there are several countries ke lu sanction ke lu complain about sanction in America one of those countries are including China when China nyai mathin ku blue join BRICS nation panchol Brazil achi moy several sanction en jal kuler BRICS nation panchol India achi lu sanction go kanya bila BRICS nation the same thing in Russia achi lu sanction go lu join BRICS nation the same thing in South Africa achi gam sanction go ke lu join BRICS nation the reason a kerun mat ke those dollar bilu join BRICS including South Korea kujala North Korea I mean North Korea kachina ka akaga won ya da mai cin ka dollar che ya individually to look like individuals being targeted but those targets was done to those one who could access the services to their people and the reason is sanction e kwa jaman ache wade na kwa irane but in the replacement kachiloy lakini the moment you put it on a nation that means that nation would not have access timotin tin omnim tiarat junub engo peno bunim tin tiarat junub are the same sanction laws ke being imposed on the people kangodo ga bele buwa tiara oh yiga la buwa tiara ta tin omnim sanction kuna long ko nim sanction ko ga chiria ko ga chi dibial bo tiara loy bo tiara loy ko ga chi dial bo wo machine bu pa na luri al daten o ga chirial bu o wai den bu pa na lu protect o ga chirial ku bu o weka bu o myok da bu ga jada yer bu ga ga weka wade bu go third party na ya myok ga we ko ga go ra ne myok ga we on our behalf with a percentage binyai ku jola ba ga du kino kamer ga chu rach since 2011 up to today a sanction in a year okay pleasure kujala donation pan peer donation che ya ba ke we ga ti tar ga America kana tar in those two categories what they chen ba lui turn into welfare mun zamade ke ben pa mun zamat ko ban loy ko ya helpless biro da alo ka ke la ko loy ko help with a string attached number 2 sanction a yig the nation ku bai bichir ya la yena goy kabien ka dompur kabien a oj machine ku bien ba lu sharkat ko ku bi sharkat bi lu judu riala won ku biran to la ngarial bula jam ke investors ku bi ba lu invest in the country then the reason ina tinga ka America and la America inji ba jur you promise for investment not donation you promise for development not war you promise for peace not destruction you promise to fix the nation in the right way. Kwa ki gero. Ya kulela ga kere beloy. Ya kulela ga kere beloy. Aya Russia lwel na gam kian wa pancho junub kan budo mo ba pur. Na lwel ku yin bar pe chu wodi ye wo tul bo bam pur baka ye wo ki ka ye wo. Na le ka bu ye wo. Ka gam. bar nyu do ge ache ya na tar ke America tong Russia ke America che tang da wo ga lui deal ke ran wo ko ache hak da ku bule wo ga lu control le na cho la yang America wa re America cho America che wada is not our father ache America en kiriam da puk pen junu Sudan te riaman ran che puk pen riaman junu be riaman monjang riaman nuer riaman Equatoria en che puk pen kuna lwel ku wo ga jam burun mat o ga jam ra la ku bu ko nyok ko che ra la ku bu right ke re ko ga jam ran wo chung ni ko che ran wo ko wed we ra America wa chu gum ka yen ko re ra chu for more than 10 years ko chit ke chi America chu kino America era tong liam na chi ti ko chi tong tor ka jam citizen kan fast bu ka twa ja yen ku dum baiถึงก็kai ta kuna chi tong lu ko ka ba chi gam dor ka la du bi ku tyong e basi ku ya la yu e cho la yer ba chap e ngo chi yu e chap during the war e tong tor ku peace be ayen ja lu zar de chi pa ja biet ka chi tong thap ka yu e ja lu zar ku jo le la am peacekeeping the peace e ja ben ko chi peace ben wala peace e ben ko ter ka ta taran man ku chi ran dogan jora lu tul ka chi bul tong ko ter ku le li ba ban dog ba ja dong ko doge mo dog chi ne ka ke rizo we bind the thing ka cha pin le Russia ka gore chot ngo ye yo ka ba ko nya abijala bula Israel but ye Israel yo ngo kana ba ko nya Iran chola kada ngarabon ngo ya ka ko nya Iran chola America lega ni jango ba ko nya iri cheng Iran chuk pa ka chingi ke yigi iri ngera na wala ko bu chuk chini rana wala le na ka nagin wa bu to to rana wala le na ka jorin ka ba chuk chini rana wala le la ram du ka chira ram dia ina rani re ke o ga chu mi ba mong to pe chira chin ka chuk akolar chi mi chu du bi ra America chi ka po to ke ka chol ka refugees kwa yong ke okay ma di ku bi ka junup ina kin ki chi ke la ngar ndim. They have a strong name, being the #1 winner of basketball in Africa. Kena cek di dial ke lebu apa miat tu bermuanya, berwek junubi ni jangan. Kena nak kuyi bela wek. Tiada men bela lantar ke dola, wana ayu kalau dah belok cinu. Udah kalau ben bawa lewek alu ya datang personally. Syarat membar ke dia lu, lah cek membar ke lu. Keluar nak akan ya tuan naji ke tuan, kakudu jalu luar ke kini ya dia, kajalu ber, kadu kelewa ka bagel wasi agar, wagabi bet to attack me personally, and I will first deal with my own problem. When my message is clear, then I will deal with your problem.